Oh no, 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 I'm being incompetent. Oh no, 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 I'm being incompetent. Oh no, my incompetence is showing. Oh no, my incompetence is glaring. Oh no, they can see that I'm incompetent. Oh no, they can see that I fail. Oh no, my incompetence is showing. Oh no, they can see that I failed. Why, oh, why did I bring them into my hell? Hi, I don't know, bro. I don't fucking know. We woke up like this. What? You gonna talk shit? All right, there, have that then. Fuck off. I don't fucking care. See how I feel. Fuck you. You want the Nintendo song too, bitch? Oh, motherfucker, I've got you. Oh, hell yes. Got you. Oh, no, you, my dears. No, oh, hell no. I've got you. Don't talk shit. I said don't talk shit. Bitch comes on business. Mm-hmm. Yeehaw. I have noodles on my desk. Not like spilled or anything. You're here to have snack time with me, and then I'm gonna go shower and lay down when I'm done hanging out with y'all motherfuckers. Hi. Yee. Oh shit, it's the eternal BRB. What the fuck, my guy? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, the eternal BRB. The incompetency. Oh no, the incompetency is showing. Oh no, my incompetency showing. Oh no, my incompetency glares. Oh no, they can see that I'm incompetent. Oh no, they can see that I fail. I do. Okay. Don't worry, it's on my mind. It'll happen more. I can't stop thinking about it. Yeah, so I just sit around and sing sometimes. I'm gonna be honest. My butt crack doesn't feel too good today. So we're gonna be singing a lot. Because this is how I live. Morning, fucker, how are you? Good day. Banger. Como server. Donde estás? Me one of them lay shave bells. Well, welcome to life. So, I'm torn. Is something echoing, or is my brain broken again? This happens sometimes. I have the common sense of a gnat kicking around here some days, cousin. I have no fucking clue. Oh, I guess I should turn the goddamn thing down. Okay, cool. Because I already have to, like, for fucking quality assurance sake, hear my own goddamn voice on a motherfucking monitor. And some days, today, I have not talked. I've just sat there. I've been sullen and just sat there. And so this is the first time I've My dishes, they fell. I heard my voice all day. I think. I mean, I'm sure I've muttered something like, "Rah!" Or like, eh. Or like distracted millipedes. We're just here today. Hi. I don't know where I lost my glasses at right now. I'd like to find them. It would be very nice to find them. Yeah. The world for my fucking glasses, bitch. Not literally the world. If someone tried to actually return my glasses to me, they'd have problems. It's like, why the fuck would someone be up in my glasses hiding spot?
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
I'm lucky I didn't shower already, because I think I just got noodles on me. I think I got noodles in my shirt. I can't tell. Could be the headphones. I'm scared to look. If I look, it becomes real. I don't feel it. It didn't stick to my hands. If I don't see it, it's not fucking real. For now. It's real later. It's real when I have to clean. I gotta clean and shit. Well, you see, it's been chilly. Because I forgot how to use the AC. And I don't know how to deal with this. I mean, shitty and delightful. I am shitty and delightful. Damn right, Vess. My fucking smile and my attitude go hand in hand to bring smiles. Oh, no, not in this case. No, it's just a lot of cognitive load all day, goddammit. I tried to make a sandwich and I burnt it. Like, I didn't have much time to make a sandwich or to eat, and I didn't know what to do, and I wanted to eat a thing that was warm, and I was really fucking failing at that. It turns out I didn't take, Adderall number 2 today, so also, that might be why I burnt the sandwich. I don't like food waste. And I woke up quite early, but then I couldn't get up the best. So, literally, because I did take the first one today, but forgot the second, so that's why I couldn't get up the best. I was like, too much stimulant, too fast, need lay down, god damn it. Fuck. I walked away. It was unsafe looking. Like, I just outright walked the fuck away from it. I could not. I saw that there's a new swoop VOD. I can't click there. I'll just sit there all day.
Hey, it's your boy.
You know what I want to do? Yeah, more search for BuzzFeed clothes shit. Which item of clothing are you quiz? This sounds egregious. I'm here for it.
Hey,
Hey,
it's your
it's your
boy,
boy,
Skinny
Skinny
Penis.
Penis.
Hey, it's your boy,
Holy fuck this world,
Skinny
yes.
Penis.
This is the best meme in all of humanity. Nothing else will compare. This shit's fucking dope. Holy shit. I, first off, no. First the fuck off. No. Outfits for these occasions. And if they can guess which Disney princess is like twin tier for me, holy shit. Okay, this might just. Do you have any idea how impressive it'll be if they're actually correct here? Like, holy shit. Nobody knows this. So let's see. Oh, wait, y'all know this, but like, no one else knows this, right? What am I wearing somewhere? Do I have to flash back to what I would have worn, or do I pick what I would wear? I think I was having my try phase for a while. I tried for a while. For Hork, this is the mood. That's the mood. First date, like trash. I dress like just some shit that I can pull out of the closet, cousin. Let's go. Fuck yes. Well, I trash it every day, so I'm gonna trash it for that. Like, don't be disgenuine. Fuck, that would be like lame. Like, what? Am I gonna be like, he'll set some weird expectation? No, I'm gonna like, if I want to wear PJs, I'm wearing PJs. If I have shit to do later, I'm probably prepped for it. I don't know. Like, the fuck? I like being warm. A layer is good to have. It looks like a spaghetti strap. You know me and a spaghetti strap. Uh, yee. I don't give a shit. We're good. Good enough. Amusement park. I love that this gets reused. Like so many places, it is such a thing we are used to. Okay, here's how you gotta go though. I wanna ride the spinny whirl. Like, I wanna go hard on the spinny dig, okay? Here, I should be giving you this. I'm a fucking goober. Hi, if y'all are watching the VOD, y'all have a timestamp with what the fuck I'm doing right now. Um, I appreciate you. Say hi in the comments. We like to know that, like, I'm not fucking up, so I can not fuck up for you better. Like, if you want me to. I don't know. It's up to you, cousin. Uh, dinner with family? Mm, 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 mhm. Skirt with shorts under it so I can ditch the skirt and go sit somewhere cozy with shorts when they're fucking gone. Yo, be prepared in layers. We've learned two things about me thoroughly, right? I like layers and being prepared for the occasion when I can be. And apparently we've learned a third. I don't know, I can't prepare for weather worth a shit. That's probably true. That actually is unfortunate. That's unfortunately true. Wedding day, beach, one piece. Ooh, black one. I like flowers more. I'm a flower person more. I have to go back up soon. The fair. This is my everyday attire. God damn it. Go fuck yourself. Ooh, pull over, pull over, pull over. That's who. Pullovers fit in there. Well, the pullover hides the rest of it, and I just like go running around it, so it's fine. I like running. I can't do an off the shoulder or a fucking like shoulder or a like shoulderless. It drives me up a fucking wall. I can, but it drives me up a fucking wall. Like in unreasonable fucking ways, right? Uh this feels like a fair thing because then I can like Imma be honest, I look at outside as, like, stuff that will stick to me, like, there's pollen and all this other bullshit, right? Imma probably have the pullover on over a comfier shirt, so as soon as I get somewhere not nasty, I can, like, rip that shit off and feel cozy just plopping onto, like, a couch in fucking anguish. Outside is slowly getting peppered in plant stuff. Yo, they spew reproductive matter all over. It's plant life, bro. Like, flora didn't wuss out like fauna did, right? Terrestrial fauna doesn't even do broadcast spawning. Meanwhile, terrestrial flora does. But you know what? You know who else? You know who else does? You know what other terrestrial homie has broadcast spawning? I almost gagged thinking about that, yes, because I thought I had a mental image of, like, humans and or squirrels doing it, and it just fucking wrecked me. So broadcast the terrestrial flora. We got fucked up by plants, cousin. Just accept it. And the little fucking and the little fucking mycelia homies, they ate us too. Mm, it's the best sleep we got. Okay, so here's the thing, though. These attributes could be ascribed to multiple Disney princesses, and though I can agree this works for Jasmine, I feel like, okay, you know what? That's fine. Okay, fine. Here's the thing, right? Hear me out, Linda. Shut the fuck up. This is the twin, not the bestie. This is the twin, right? So we're gonna have some differences, like me picking who my favorite Disney princess is. And so, you know what? I accept it. That works. That's actually okay. That's a 7 out of 10. It's a definite 7 out of 10. That was well executed. Wouldn't change a thing, plus an extra point for getting in the, like, Defers in the top 10. And I don't even know if I know more than 5 or 7 of them, so I guess that's good. Mm, mm. Just chatting your just chatting your face. Hello, how are you? Mm, boop, boop, mm, boop. Hi, I'm useful again. Oh, link. I have to give you the fucking link. God damn it. Yo, that's what's up. Mm. Yo, the ignorance is overriding my ability to think. Ah, 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 shit. What in the fuck? Okay, so somewhere on my screen. Oh, there it is. I was about to be like, somewhere on my screen, there's the thing dinger that lets me put a timestamp in with the 2 copies of OBS I'm running. I'm really lucky that I found the thingy that nests the little dock of any window you want inside of it. Guess what I nested? The fucking log files. So I just get the tailing log just as a doc now, and I'm just so that's 10 out of 10 for me. I'm good on that. That's awesome. I love it. Okay. First date offense you would never commit. Probably? I mean, changing that's whatever. Like, we go with the fucking water and the wind, bitch. I don't fucking know. Like, spending the entire date on my phone, I can read a room. Like, I struggle to read a goddamn room. You're showing your incompetence. But so I struggle to read a room, right? But I can read a room off of like a very small subset of predetermined things. Like people are bitchy when you don't pay obvious telegraphed attention to their fucking punk asses and they don't shut the fuck up about it. So it's easy to ruin a first date by not just talking about it, right? Like I'll tell them about, hey, I do a lot of things at once. And if they get bitchy about it, at least I fucking told them. Mm. I think this is more a me one, honestly, because I can go with the fucking whatever. Like if someone tells me, "Hey, we're going somewhere, but that place is fucked up," and they tell me to go and figure it out, I could be in the mood to do it. And if I am, we're good. Picnic, my place. I mean, technically, I don't like going out and wasting fucking consumerism money on shit. Like I just prefer to feed people. I'll just cook. I don't give a shit. Like, I have friends over and I'll feed them because I don't we'll just, like, do shit here and just chill and I'll feed their ass, what the fuck? What phrase would set off alarms if you heard your date say? This one seems obvious, but you have to stop wanting to see me. I'd never stop wanting to you'd have to oh. Mm, I'm so happy you're not like that. Mm. No, this one off rip would be, like, weird. On a first date, this would be an oddball one. Like, you can talk up like, I can talk bruh, like, I can talk about, like, I'm getting settled after a, like, really unfortunate event where I had to, like, flee somewhere, and, like, that's, like, whatever. But, like, you don't have to go around and, like, immediately start, like, the whole shitting on a you could pick a better way to say it, right? Like, you can go about this better. You can go about this way better. This like, you can communicate what you feel from that invokes this without saying fucked up shit like that. Like, that's easy. I'm here for it, though. That's what I'm here to get out of. Thank you for agreeing. I appreciate this. Mm. I always give my date company. I save the last mozzarella stick or someone. I keep a no. Yeah, that's a winner winner. That uh-huh. Yes. Cutting the little divider. Honestly, like reusing stuff is the W. I don't like the same thing for more than a fucking week, right? I don't give a fuck. Like, just do what the fuck ever you want, bro. Like, I want people happy. I just don't give a fuck, right? Like, I can eat at home. That's the thing. I don't understand this one. Oh, this says booth, not both. I thought this said booth this whole time. I've been sitting here thinking I'm reading the word booth, like literally this whole fucking time. That's fucking wild. Just showing your incompetence. I am, though. brought to you by my ass. If you had to skip a small talk, what topic would you get into right away? My latest true crime sessions feels like a hit. That one feels like that one feels like the way to go. I have not read shit else. Holy, holy shit. Yes. Aliens are real or not? Like, there's no way we can say that there's no aliens. We can say that we don't trust the competency of humans to have encountered aliens in any meaningful way yet at this moment. Like, that's a different thing to say, right? Cool. Like, do I have faith that there is cute little fucking RNA homies like traveling through the cosmos that have never been bound to Earth? Oh, yes. Is there anything that precludes this from existing? No, not yet. Not that we found yet. Does it incorporate into several models for how people think we got around here? Yeah. Does it matter? No. Will we ever know? No, probably not. But is it cool? The cute little RNA homies might have seeded us? Yes. We will fuck that. That is out of our fucking that is not a for us thing. Mhm. My personal life gossip. Is this internet drama? Does this mean internet drama? Because I can talk about internet drama with them. I think that's the if this counts as internet drama, my personal life gossip. Does this count as internet drama? Because holy shit, we can uncork some shit. Holy fuck. Oh my fuck. Like one of the homies and I bonded even more. Like both shitting on and congratulating Mitt Romney at the same time. I took the same bitch. I told you I'm the same person here that I am elsewhere, right? So when I was on my mind, I happened to be like, because a homie hit me with some like, some stuff when I was like, homie, I love you dearly, but check it. AOC, Mitt Romney, just imagine it. They could be a fucking band. They're adorable. Like I think like them together is just I think them working in proximity is adorable, right? That's just adorable. It's cute. It's really cute. So like if it's internet drama, then I'm here for it. If my personal life gossip is internet and drama, inclusive of like my on again, off again, like Mitt obsession, then I guess fine. Okay, fine. Also, we have to talk about Bob Ross and art drama in particular. Mhm. But if that's the so, okay, my entire life story, and I'd ask I mean, direct questions are hard. I can just spill shit. We just like the internet's just there. We can just talk about like wide open internet shit. That's easy. I can mortify a motherfucker. Like it is basically true crime, whether aliens are real or not. And a lot of other motherfuckers' life stories. Holy shit. I'm kind of, I kind of like this one. Feels right. um, because it's basically true crime and aliens. I'm here for this. Mm. Like, I guess the thing is, I don't mind if someone talks with me about their ex. I really don't give a shit. It's that I don't like them denigrating people. Like, and if you have to say a denigrating thing is your establishments to the further discourse, then I don't give a fuck because you could have established what the fuck you meant and let me come to my own conclusion. That's the thing that gets me. It's like I don't need someone to walk me through their praxis immediately as a crash course that oh their ex is a person and their shit. Okay, no, fucking that is you poisoning a well very quickly. I don't need to trust that or believe it. That seems like a thing someone says because they want to say something like, not that they wanna grow about something, right? Like, it feels like growth doesn't sound like that. I don't fucking know, man. That seems wild. Like, ugh. I'd fight them. Like, it's they if they talk about their ex in like a productive way, that's whatever. Like, if it's like, "Hey, I live with my ex. I'm moving. Hey, I've just got like I just did some shit. I painted. I helped my ex paint. Hey, co-parenting with my ex. Yo, what's up?" Like, there's a lot of appropriate fucking ways to bring it the fuck up, right? But like, none of them involve off rip saying that an ex is deranged at fucking all. Like, fucking ever. Uh-uh. The rest of them are weird. Well, this is weird. This doesn't make lexical sense. That's at least clear and direct. I'll take clear and direct. 10 out of 10, clear and direct. I'll take it. Um, if you had to skip the small talk, it's totally going to my personal life gossip because that basically must mean internet drama. Like, tell me I'm wrong if you insist, but I think personal life gossip in this case is internet drama, and we're going to talk about it. Avoid on a first date. Honestly, I like soup more than I like people. I don't think they need to see that I might like soup more than I like them. That's fucked up. Holy shit. Honestly, I gotta pick soup so they don't feel like a second goddamn motherfucking wheel. Shit, cousin, that's fucked up. Holy shit. Fuck. Holy shit. Oh, little bitch. That's sad. Please don't tell anybody that I like soup more than most motherfuckers. I guess not most. I like soup more than every human being. Sorry, cousin. Inappropriate topic you try to bring up. Important topic? Mm, yeah, that seems chill. Sometimes I wake up in the morning feeling nothing like that shitty morning you have where you can just poop. Sometimes I wake up and I have constipation. Shit's a motherfucker. Why does my shit beep? Ugh. I fixed it. I unfixed it. I'm really bad at life. Don't tell Resi I'm being frail, goddammit. I will fight you. I hate to be that goober, but like, this one would cover these two. And I mean, if you talk about communication, then technically that, but like, probably just that. So that's easy. I wake up, I eat food, I pee, and I take my fucking meds. Then I do stuff. Then I do other stuff after that. And I'll be like, I stream, and they'll be like, where? And I'll be like, go fuck yourself. Instantly turn you off, but you get the ick. Probably. 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 Let's see. Wait, no, this is fine. That's fine. That's funny. Crypto for a solid hour? Oh hell yeah. I'd fucking dry heat unless it's like unless they shit on it, right? Like if they shit on it, we're good. But we're assuming they're not shitting on it. Because I would spend that whole hour intermixing in why I think it's shitty. Oh fuck. Well, we're fucked. Perfect to share? Why would I share something on a first date? This is fucking gross. I can take half of it and send you to go fuck yourself. Ew. Bitch, no. I bet they haven't even had an STI test by the first fucking date. You think I'm gonna lick something after them or touch a straw after them? Hell no, bitch. Hell no, motherfucker. The fuck do you think I am? A goober? Think I trust them to wash their hands? I can give them half a cheesecake and be like, get the fuck out of here. Sit across the table. Sit up straight. Eustace! Oh, who do you think should pay for the first date? Me. What high note did you end on? I mean, I tell people to like, here's the thing. I'll tell people to let me know when they're home safe. So I guess this, I guess either. I don't really give a shit. Mm, sure. I guess. This is confused balls. I don't fucking know. I missed one of these fucking assholes. Holy shit. Oh. First date pet peeve you consider an instant deal breaker. I thought this read obnoxious at first. Okay, that's easy. How likely are you to get a second date quiz? Nope. Based on your current first date habits and etiquette, you're not likely to have a second date in the future. Maybe it's your typical like, late fashion that that threw it off. Perhaps it's your long-winded speech about why you're scared to date again because of your exes, but to be honest, it was probably a good mix of both, plus so much more. Take some time to yourself before getting back out there, Tiger. All right, sick. Let's go. I'm here for that. Shit. Did I fuck up? Hold on. Okay, cool. I did give you the link. I was about to be like, shit. If I didn't give you the link, that was about to be a dickhead move. Yo, YouTube people, Twitch is on an ad break right now. I'm gonna be honest because we just talked about the value of communication, right? And we're going to get through this while I conceal to you what we're doing. Is I napper late? Bitch. 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 Don't make me find out,
Illuminors.
dude. I didn't mean to click. I meant to copy paste, but it only went but so well. Filters. Upload date. 6 days ago. Hmm. Did I just find something adorable? Hold on, I think I just found a timeline of adorableness. Yo. Mm-mm. Nope. I'm such a curious goober that I'm like, okay, I'm being a curious goober. Hold on. Nope, we're actually preparing the tent. Ugh. Bless you. You fucking goober. You disgusting goober. How are you like this? Sorry. What do you want from me? Okay, this is a later thing. This is Deffer's a later thing. Holy shit. Don't judge me. No, I was taking a moment. I was like, "What the fuck? Why is this new?" And then I was like, "Is there other stuff here?" Also, this broke me that there are shorts for this. I'm so confused. Can I filter to just, like I guess not. Okay. Why are you judging me, bitch? Get off. No, you're not allowed to judge me, first off.
He could go to jail.
I'm sorry, we're about to look at someone who puts a lot of time and effort into their work and pull off what I can only call as a masterful kick to the face cock of an edit. You see in front of us the classic meme of the DVD sign bouncing. But now it's this person bouncing. Watch out, it's the money beggar? What? Who's the money beggar? Did I beg for money? I didn't ask for money. Should I ask for money? Hold on. Water bottle. Give me all of your cash or I'll beat the shit out of you, bitch. Go fuck yourself, cocksucker. You're a piece of shit. Boosh. Ow. Eek. Boosh. Boosh. There. I beat it up for you. There's no more water bottle. I was very serious. I was beating it up. I roughed it up for you.
And hey, I'm not actually joking. There is a lot of things that I've been looking at over the last few days, a lot of research that I've been doing into a lot of legal documents, and I have kind of come to this conclusion that, yeah,
I have to give you the link for this, especially if I'm going to call out the masterful edit. It was so pretty. It was a 10 out of 10. It was so nice. Wait, are you going to oil your milkshake on my property? What? What? Are you? Whom are you oiling? I'm confused.
regardless of what happens in Illuminati's massive ongoing lawsuit with
Whatever you want, darling. Whatever you need. Whatever helps.
Media and others, things
I'll
could
get the
just be
lithium grease.
outright over for Illuminati in terms of her business, but also in terms of her not being in a jail cell. And it just kind of feels that right now, and honestly for the last year, this Illuminati situation is just turning into a massive car crash. And look,
well, here's the thing. Like, popsicles are red and blue, and you know what else is blue? The color of waffles. You know who else is waffling right now? Me. So it comes full circle.
look, I love a good car. No, I don't love a good. I love a good social media car crash, and this is definitely one of those, if not the finest example of a social media car crash. And what kind of fascinates me about all of this is that this all started from one singular tweet. And I think the best part about that really still makes me laugh is that Blair, she started this whole thing off by accusing, of all people, a famous lawyer of plagiarism. It's just a case of, what did you actually think was going to happen? But yeah, 5,000 exposed videos later, one abandoned YouTube channel, and a lawsuit that never seems...
Oh.
But yeah...
We got to hang out with OT last night. That was fun.
5,000 exposed videos later, one abandoned...
OT called me out for calling him an old codger. But OT calls himself an old man. So it's not my fault, actually. First and foremost, respect to the OTs. We'll keep OT's name out of it from here on.
YouTube channel and a lawsuit that never seems to be ending. Things right now are absolutely looking even worse for Blair. And in today's video, what I want to basically do is go through every single update that's happened
What the fuck
since
does
my
that
last
mean?
video of, updating you guys on this situation.
What is farting waffles? And how can I learn to do this?
And this video, honestly, is probably one of the biggest ones out of all of the ones that I've done throughout this entire saga, because yes, things in the recent legal
I'm blue, you know, 'cause I eat eyes. Factual allegations, the claim against Mr. Blank and Miss Blank for defamation per se. In this action is alleged to have arisen from Mr. Blank September 16, 2023 YouTube video, in quotes. Let's talk, full stop. An update on the Illuminati drama, in parentheses, end quote, in which Mr. Blank explains that this.
updates are not looking good. And whilst Oz has come out with a video explaining that pretty much this legal case could be over and done with within the next few weeks or month, I'm here to say that regardless of that, this whole situation could affect Blair for pretty much the rest of her life, and that is shown
No, I'm just called an asshole.
in multiple things that we're going to go through. And yes, I think the best place to start is the legal documents. And I understand legal talk and legal discussion can be a little bit boring, so I'm gonna, try and translate everything in this massive legal document in my own way. I've done a lot of research into this. If you're wondering why it's taken me so long to,
True.
actually make this video, it's because
Very true.
there's a lot of legal talk that I've had to do a lot of research into, kind of understanding and just making sense of what's actually been said in this document.
Per se, square up on me, bitch. See what happens. Allegations. Nah, it's easier.
But also, before we get into the document, could you please subscribe to the YouTube channel? Thank you very much.
Ooh, and do
But yes,
this.
this 35-page document that I received from Madcatster starts off with, "This court, upon consideration of defendant Oz's motion to join parties
There's the
on
timestamp to their
cross-claim
cute little
and
ad
response
drop if
and
you want
rely
it.
briefs filed related thereto, grants the motion. Defendant Oz is granted to leave to join as additional parties, John Doe, 9 Point Holdings, blah, 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 blah. It is so ordered." And I understand the question to a lot of you will be, well, what does any of that mean? And yeah, I understand there are some things in this document where I do just kind of read it and I'm like,
no,
could you not just write this in a more simple way? It almost feels like they're trying to be complex for the sake of complex.
I just realized I accidentally made. You know how I was bitchy? I needed a scene for playing. Holy shit! For playing Agatha Christie, the oldest ones. You know what I did with the fucking dub one now, right? It just moves the fucking. It transforms the window based upon where my camera is. I could. But hey. 1440 captures it the whole thing. So full screen don't matter. I think I just fixed needing to make the scene for the other thing, and all I have to do is clone the streamer bot logic and just change what it, or just extend it to send the raw commands to multiple scenes. In some way, probably a more pragmatic one than just copying the block. That's fun. That is super fun. Ooh, I think I know how to properly do it though. I'll just trigger 2 actions. Well, through the event hook getting sent. Yo, we just unlocked Agatha Christie. We're gonna be streaming 4K. We're gonna not 4K. We're gonna be streaming 1440, which is 2.5K, I believe. Agatha motherfucking Christie. Holy shit. Yo. 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 The fidelity we will have on Agatha motherfucking Christie shit. As we play, to be specific, we'll be playing Nancy motherfucking Drew. Imagine old Nancy Drew cranked up to 1440 with HDR. Imagine how unnecessary all of our overhead will be for a minute. Who the fuck cares? That shit's fun. I like that. Let's get this. Holy shit. Okay, cool. So we already solved the logic for that other thing. This is sick. I like this. Okay, cool. I'm really glad we made that yesterday. Holy shit. I'm sorry.
But I have
That is
transcribed some things
Yo.
from this document in my own
Oh, I
way,
could do
and
that
here is
now,
what's basically
even.
being said there. Basically, from my analysis, I can see that the defendant is adding more parties to their cross-claim
Yo,
to
this
make
is
the
about to
point
be
that
so
these
easy.
parties are also responsible for issues in this
Oh, holy
case.
shit.
This helps the defendant Oz potentially reducing their own liability, clarifying responsibility in the case, and strengthening their own legal position by involving everyone that they believe to be connected in this dispute. Basically, it's a pretty smart move in my opinion, as it does strengthen Oz's position in this lawsuit, but also it does kind of take some responsibility away from them, and also helps the court in general just understand what is actually going on in this case. By bringing more parties into the equation, it kind of allows more pieces to be added into the puzzle, and more of an understanding can kind of happen from what is actually being said throughout this entire document. And yes, I understand if that sounds a little bit confusing. I'm also a little bit confused. And also,
You better be.
if you're a lawyer or a legal student listening to me right now and you're like, what is he talking about? All I can say is I'm sorry. I've tried to do the research. But yes, seemingly this has all been agreed to, as you can see in the certificate of conferral, where it says, the undersigned counsel for defendant Oz certifies that prior to filing this motion, he met and confirmed with plaintiffs concerning the relief request herein. The conferral between counsel began following the filing on July 29 by defendant Oz of his counterclaims and third-party complaints. Basically, in English, what this actually means is Oz's lawyers met up with Blair's lawyers, they had a conversation about all of this, and shockingly enough, Blair's lawyers obviously opposed it. Through the course of Consol's discussions, the lawyers for Oz conceded that the purported third-part complaint was improperly brought pursuant to CRCP 14, and that such claims were more appropriately brought as a cross-claim complaint pursuant to CRCP 13G and H, and that a motion to leave to join additional parties pursuant to CRCP 20 would be in order. Counsel for plaintiffs, i.e. Blair, will oppose this motion. And again, I completely understand if you're very confused to what anything I just said means, because honestly, I also am a little bit confused, but I have transcribed this again in my own way. Basically, from my own legal analysis, this basically means that Oz's lawyers acknowledge that they have actually made a filing under an incorrect rule, and they have actually admitted to this and changed the ruling to the correct one, so the claim can be filed correctly and no issues ensue later in this case. And this is quite interesting to me because this is a case of Oz's lawyers clearly taking a level of accountability and admitting that yes, they made a mistake in this part of the document and they are willing to amend this and change the mistake that they made here. And honestly, I think that this is a pretty respectable thing to do. As we've seen throughout this entire legal case over the last year, Blair's lawyers have made countless mistakes in my opinion, yet they are never willing to admit to any of those mistakes whatsoever, but it is very clear that Oz's lawyers are willing to admit that on the occasion they have made an error and they are willing to fix that. And whilst I don't really think this is significant in the terms of how this case will, eventually conclude, I do think that this is clearly a sign that the lawyers on Oz's side are very respectable and they are also willing to take accountability, which is quite ironic considering Blair's history of never taking any accountability whatsoever and blaming absolutely everybody else for everything other than herself. But yeah, then after
I like the insta-scathing.
this, the document goes on to list just basically a bunch of updates to the timeline of everything that's taken place in regards to extensions, what the court has granted and didn't grant. Nothing particularly interesting for you guys, but this is where it starts to get into the spicy things.
Okay.
Defendant Oz's amended counterclaim and cross-complaint and demand for jury trial. And this is where we start to approach the territory that I mentioned earlier of where Blair could possibly face jail time in the future because of some of the things that have taken place in the recent updates in this legal case, and in particular, this section right here. And my friends, this is like genuinely monumental for this case. So this section here obviously mentions a counterclaim from Oz, which basically translates to Oz's lawyers are arguing that Blair has caused some level of harm against Oz in the past or during this case, and they believe that because of this, the resolution can only be some level of relief, which translates to Oz seemingly is now countersuing Blair, which obviously is absolutely massive. But the biggest thing that truly adds to the magnitude of what is going on in this case is the fact that they have requested a jury trial, which may not seem that big to you, but basically...
You know how I always bitch if you're gonna go to a trial for some shit you did? The judge has seen it worse and the jury's gonna be the sympathetic one. I usually bring this up when I'm like, you know, if you do an egregious thing, a jury is a bunch of people like me who kind of cry when you like tell them about harm in the world. And a judge has already read and seen the court. A judge has had to look at fucking photos of decapitated heads already. So they've probably seen a pile of decapitated heads. They probably had to look at a pile of decapitated heads and understand that somebody had just gone to work on those. So judges seem like where I'd go hide, because my fucking peers are a, if I think that I want a professional, why wouldn't my peers prefer to defer to a professional? They're probably myths to be there. Fuck it.
What this means is obviously right now, this whole lawsuit is going to be resolved and concluded by the judge's decision. And Oz's lawyers are requesting that that doesn't actually happen. And instead, the conclusion and response to what actually is going on in this case, what the final answer is going to be, will be taken out by a jury. Now, I should just say, this is only a request for this, but if it was granted, that would be absolutely massive.
I'm sorry.
Because with a judge, there seems to be a bit of a lack of empathy
I need to populate a file. I'm sorry.
Final rulings in court cases. And this mainly comes from the fact that one individual is making a final ruling, a final conclusion to everything that they have seen in this trial. And also, a judge is obviously going to be more experienced when it comes to law than a, regular jury, which would genuinely just be a group of people from the public making their, I guess, decision or understanding of what they think the situation actually is. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is with one judge, obviously empathy can come into things, but when you have a jury, it's going to be a whole group of individuals with different thought processes, different brains, and different feelings, which means that they will analyze this situation not just from a legal perspective, but more from an empathetic perspective. And with this case, I would not be shocked if the jury saw this case and just thought to themselves, this is nothing other than a millionaire businesswoman using the court system to bully their ex-partner, but also to go after anybody else that has ever spoken against them in the past, and use the court system to outright silence those individuals by financially and emotionally crippling them. So obviously, this is absolutely massive. And I think, honestly, this is a really good play from Oz's lawyers, because they obviously acknowledge that a jury is going to be far more empathetic than a singular judge, but they also know that, yes, a jury isn't really going to go by the books and everything. They're not necessarily going to have as much legal expertise in the legal system as a judge would. And that's not to say that Oz has done something wrong legally, but when it comes to finer details that Blair's lawyers may try.
The fucking thing that sets the new transform on the fucking capture or the scene in... Okay. We're capturing the game in 1440 and we're gonna blah 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 blah. Let me draw it again on a scene with a background on it, which also allows for the floating camera, because this camera's not like, this camera's in downstream keyer. It's not just like an actual camera. Like, so I could take it away, but it's in the same like stack of shit where I can like, I layer this in post so it doesn't show up in the preview window for anything. Not it, like it does it not in post, but only in the program window, not the preview window, right? That's what I meant to say. So it does that shit handily off to the side. So handy-ish for less elements on scenes. For like, I can offload chat and the PNP thingy, the camera, the featured thing, the little fucking do. This can be in there. Like little things like the BRB and the don't be a dickhead can go in there, etc. And they just like work anywhere then. And also the emoji, on the screen are also there.
Try
But
to exploit in this case.
Eek.
I think overall,
since you can layer them, that's the top one.
empathy will trump that, and that's why they have made this request. But yeah, moving into the actual claims made, it starts to speak about parties, jurisdiction, and venue.
I got it.
In the first line, specifically noting that the defendant Oz resides in Colorado, which pretty much just establishes the jurisdiction for the claim to be in Colorado, and it also states that Oz's lawyers are seeking to quiet title the
OBS lets you capture, it has a very specific list of what you're allowed to capture, but one of the things you can totally capture is a notepad as a game.
property that has been mentioned throughout all of these documents. And somehow, if you've been following this case for this long and you don't know what this actually references to, pretty much this is about the house that Oz lives in. And at one point of time, Blair tried to foreclose this house as a way, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, to silence Oz. To pretty much say, hey, I can do whatever I want, I can ruin your life financially, I can take away your home if you tread on my toes. And yes, what this part of the document seeks to do is pretty much resolve the dispute of who actually owns this property, and to resolve the validity of the deeds of trust recorded against the property. And with this alone, you can kind of see why Oz's lawyers have put in a request to have a trial by jury, because obviously a millionaire businesswoman trying to foreclose a non-millionaire's house does not necessarily look like the most moral thing. Even if necessarily in the legal perspective, Blair, wasn't exactly in.
Sorry. I accidentally stopped the stream for a moment on just Twitch, I think. Yeah, it was just Twitch. I'm so sorry. It should be back. I'm so sorry. Y'all are back, right? You'd tell me if you weren't, because then you would know that I was talking to you, because you wouldn't be here, right? Isn't that how that works? Okay. Did it start the stream again? Hi, it's not showing me stuff. What? See, I can't see it. I don't see stuff there. I'm looking at the channel now. Hold on. Okay, sick. Hold up, one sec. Yo, YouTube people, I fucked it up. I fucked it up so bad.
Vess wanted to see a violin.
Oh no, I'll close the browser there. Where? I have to stop it proper again. Then start it again, I guess. Oh, it was started. Oh, now it started again. Hey, YouTube. I'm a failure. I'm showing my incompetence. Showing my incompetence. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, hi. I have to see what's going on. Okay, cool. I got it. I snoozed the ad. We're starting. We're back again. YouTube people. I just stared and didn't even engage you all at all for how fucking long was that? Holy shit. I'm showing my incompetence.
In the wrong in this situation. I'm not saying morally, it was right, but I'm saying the legal system may look at this and think, oh, she had every right to do this. But if we're talking morals, which a jury definitely plays into in terms of empathy, I think that they will see this part of the document and think to themselves,
all right, TLDR, juries are a bunch of bleeding heart motherfuckers like me, and you don't want them to talk to you about shit you've done wrong. You want to go and have a judge talk to you because they'll just so yeah, the judge has seen decapitated baby heads in the freezer. The jury hasn't. You're going in there for some egregious shit you want read by the law. You probably want a fucking judge or arbitration, dependent on. If you want a bunch of bleeding heart fucking know nothing nobodies like me, that's when you get a jury.
They will do some shit.
This is clearly a case of a bitter ex bullying their ex and trying to silence them and ruin their life. Because pretty much that's what this entire court case is. Blair trying to ruin the lives of multiple individuals that she is no longer close
BuzzFeed
with.
quiz.
It's genuinely one of the most sick
It knows
and
what's
twisted
up.
things that I think I've ever seen on social media. And trust me, I've covered a lot of things on social media, a lot of different, takes, things that have happened in the news. But this lawsuit, the fact that it has gone on for so long and the debate of who actually owns this property is still ongoing, to me just states that Blair really is not a good person. And I do think that a jury would also have pretty much the same opinion as me. Because let's be real, what normal human being is going to see millionaire trying to make someone homeless and think, oh yeah, that's a good and moral thing to do? I really don't think anybody would think that. But then going back to the sections that I just mentioned, establishing the jurisdiction, as I said, basically means...
Honey, it depends on what fucking... Well, it isn't by... I was gonna make a terrible fucking quip. And be like, it depends on what district Hun Bun McFun run. But... yeah, no, juries. You can't... I mean, you can still go judge shopping with a jury. But like... bleeding heart motherfuckers, cousin, I don't know.
That everything in this case will now be under...
You shouldn't go judge shopping.
Colorado law.
You should respect your judges. Be kind. Do not abuse the system.
To this being where the debated property resides. And based into my research of why they have set the jurisdiction in Colorado, I don't think it's because that there is some special law that could help them in the state of Colorado. I just think that this is a case of Oz lives in Colorado, he's probably hired lawyers in Colorado, and they are more familiar with Colorado law. And by setting the jurisdiction...
Oh, if the property's in Colorado. If the disputed property's in that place, then that might be why.
As Colorado, it basically prevents Blair from hiring any other lawyers from outside other states and setting the jurisdiction in that state and using laws that Oz's lawyers may not understand because they are trained in Colorado law. Basically, it just benefits Oz because they already have an understanding of this specific piece of law and they don't want to get bamboozled by some other state laws coming into the equation and confusing them as they are not well researched into that specific law. I think a good analogy for this would be they speak a certain language, they're fluent in, say, Spanish, and they don't necessarily want to speak in French because they're not fluent in French. I think
that is a very apt analogy. And it's very cringy, and I like it. That was very cringy, well, actually analogy, and I like it very much. Let's all give Jake a head pat. Am I a failure? Did I give you the link to this motherfucker? Oh, I did. Holy shit. Good job. Yo, for a failure, I be getting it some days. Holy shit. I'm proud. Isn't that nice? Like, for a failure, how, like, I can occasionally I've got it, you know? It's pretty nice. I like it too. It's pretty sick. I wouldn't trade it. Hold on. I'm fighting OBS really fast. And you have to let me. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, is this actually the log for this OBS instance? Oh wait, shit, really? I thought this was the wrong one. Oh yeah, no, this is the only one that has that many fucking... Hold on. I don't believe anything anymore. What? Yeah, no, I was right to not believe this. No, apparently I wasn't right. Wait, what? Yeah, no, I was right. I should trust this. Okay. Hi, I suck ass. I'm showing my incompetence. If I can't read the right OBS log file, I won't know when the fucking stream breaks, okay? And I'm already showing my incompetence.
Think that makes sense. But yes, moving away from all of the jurisdictions and slightly boring bits, we then get into the more juicy stuff that I know that you blood-sucking vampires are all here for.
Yes.
And that is the factual
Jake knows
allegations.
Well,
And my
Jake knows my
friends,
taste.
this is where things start to just get absolutely crazy. Some of the things stated in the factual allegations really, really do shock me because, as I said earlier, it very much does play into the fact that Blair could possibly go to jail. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. It wasn't clickbait. There are some things mentioned in this lawsuit which, if it was to be taken up in a criminal case, Blair would be not in a good position. And given the fact that these details are being put into a civil case, I think if Blair loses this case, she could then face a criminal case against the state or against whoever is in charge of embezzlement. Because yes, embezzlement is something that has been mentioned throughout this case quite a lot because Oz mentioned it in his video last year when he came out and spoke about this entire situation. But yeah, we're going to put that aside for a second and just get into the first details in the factual allegations. Now, the first paragraph speaks about Blair's claim of defamation against Oz, which all came from the video Oz uploaded in September the 16th, 2023, titled Let's Talk. And yes, that is the same video that I just mentioned of where Oz, suggests things of he saw things in his friendship with Blair that could be described
Friendship in the biblical sense.
as embezzlement. The document then goes on to explain some of the details that Oz gave in his video about how he was supposedly coerced into signing a lot of suspicious documents that were kind of repackaged into repayments for financial support that Blair had given to Oz previously. And he also claims that Blair was using money from her businesses for personal uses.
I'm sorry. But they kind of are, though.
Without any
Not are. Were.
Sorry. Business reasons. And this obviously comes into the whole argument of embezzlement because pretty much Blair would be taking money from her accounts and putting it into another account and displaying it as a business transaction when it absolutely, seemingly, according to this court document, was not. But the document then gets crazy when it goes on to state that Mr. Oz was pressured into signing these documents, and these documents pretty much being Blair using company funds of 9 Point Holders or Pyramid Entertainment LLC to pay for some expenses she had incurred in her personal relationships, with Blair clearly knowing that these payments were unrelated to her business, which obviously is textbook embezzlement, but obviously it's not just embezzlement, it's coercing other individuals into engaging in said embezzlement by putting pressure onto them. Obviously, this starts to take this from a civil case into a actual criminal case because embezzlement is obviously a crime in pretty much any part of the world, and in America alone you can get 10 years in jail for embezzlement, and in cases of where the embezzled money was less than $1,000, it's only a year in jail. Well, what you're going to discover is the money that Blair has allegedly embezzled is far more than $1,000. And we will get into that, but we kind of need to go through everything chronologically here. So let's get into the next section, which states in section 15 that the main reason Oz made his original video against
Guess what?
Blair was because he learnt that Blair had put a pending foreclosure on his residence. Which again comes into what I mentioned earlier, that if a jury saw this, they would probably think to themselves, based on everything we're seeing so far, it's clearly a very angry, bitter ex just simply trying to ruin her ex's life. And that's only proven even further in the next section of where it gets onto the topic of censorship, as it starts to speak about how Blair tried to place a civil restraining order against Oz and others, specifically the individuals that were speaking up against her. And if a jury trial were to be granted in this case, obviously this would look really bad on Blair, because not only has this jury or possible jury now seen that she has tried to make this individual Oz homeless, but they are also now going to see that Blair then tried to censor that same individual. Theoretically, what she has done here is, well, not theoretically, what she has done here is she has tried to make someone be on the streets and then stop them from complaining about it or giving their story about how they ended up on the streets. And obviously, this is incredibly ironic considering Blair herself is literally a commentary YouTube channel that speaks about things on the internet where she gives her opinions and debates the moral, ethical dilemmas surrounding a lot of situations. I mean, it literally is, I don't know why I keep on saying literally, but it literally is one of the most
Wait, hold up. Hold on. Linda.
ironic things that I've ever seen, and I genuinely do believe that a jury would see all of this and think, wow, this is a terrible, terrible individual. Because let's be real, we're all part of the general public. I'm just a guy that gives my opinion. You're somebody that watches, gives their opinion in the comment section, maybe makes their own post about it. And for the most part, well, pretty much the entire general public believe that Blair is in the wrong in this situation. And I struggle to see why a jury would also then not have the same opinion. And in section 18, it only continues with speaking about the silencing techniques, of where it states that Blair was intending to silence Oz and others from discussing her intertwined personal and professional relationships with her, which was subject of widespread public interest, particularly in the YouTube online community. And exactly that, the person who had made millions from giving their opinion on the internet did not want people to give their opinion on the internet. And honestly, that's something that I just can't get my head around. I recently discussed this on my podcast with Obese to Beat, which is called Over the Pond. If you want to go and subscribe to it, we just started episode 2 coming up very soon. But we discussed this.
It's over
that
here.
This is just such a strange thing. Blair's whole handling of this entire situation still
No, I'm sorry. I'm still laughing because she is mad that people are talking about this when she talks about stuff. That's very abstracted, I know. But it's like, she's gone off fucking with less researched shit and said it is fact as fuck. Everybody else at least says they could be wrong. So it's a little bit funny, yeah. It's kind of fun. The dichotomy is funny. The juxtaposition of bullshit to shit that got bullshitted is kind of funny. No one deserves to experience unkindness, no shit. But it's kind of funny.
confuses me. It absolutely bamboozles.
Like, you know how it, like, when you're playing an MMORPG or some other RPG, and all the homies, or a fucking MOBA, right? And there's an AoE skill going off, but everybody, like, a lot of motherfuckers just balled up in it, right? Like, you already were going for some balled up shit, but now there's more balled up shit, right? That's it. It's that somewhere in your MOBA, there's like peak balled up shit, and you can just fucking raffle stomp its ass, and it's funny.
Me, and I don't say bamboozle lightly. How she thought she would get away with any of this, knowing that she is a commentary channel who critiques people and gives opinions.
That would be like me defaming a lawyer and then saying, "Hey, please don't read the court documents where I'm gonna just, like, go down swinging, defending my right to defame a lawyer." I don't want smoke with Legal Eagle. I'm just chilling. I would talk with those editors about editing any day.
On people, and not even with the
Goddamn, bruh.
argument of irony here or hypocrisy here, but just the fact that Blair would clearly understand how internet situations conclude. Blair knows what the general public thinks, how they act, and how they would see something like this and think, this is terrible, yet she still went ahead with everything and is still going ahead with everything to this day. I mean, it's just absolutely so confusing. But also, please subscribe to my podcast. Thank you very much. Over the poll, link in the description. Thanks. But yeah, aside from me plugging my
Don't do that
podcast,
to me
we now
again.
need to
I'll
move
fight you,
into the
bitch.
conversation once again of embezzlement, where
This is too
Blair's
close,
lawyers
no.
start to just, I keep on saying it, but I keep on getting spicy, man. Some of the things in this document are
Hey, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Guess what? 2 days of being a little bit too lethargic to make a VOD. We add nothing here.
I'm reading it and I'm like, wow, I genuinely didn't expect this, and I don't think Blair did either. Because yeah, in these sections here, Oz's lawyers go more into talking about how Oz signed instruments of debt with Blair.
I'm looking at what fucking game I want to play. You know, like I'm still like, I kind of miss Elden, but I don't have the energy for Dark Souls. But I could kind of go for like going and laying down early. But Mortal Sin is great to test the fucking infinite scaling nature of what I've got going on right now. Mortal Sin, I can test this fucking
And he
game
was under the
capture.
understanding that
God
if he
damn it.
didn't sign these, Blair
Fuck
would
it.
pretty much be completely
I'll
screwed
launch Mortal
due
Sin.
to a
It's our good
misuse of
testing
company
game.
assets, and that Blair had pretty much
We
explained
always test in Mortal Sin because we have good fucking taste.
her need for Oz, and that she said that she would be in big trouble if Oz did not sign these documents. Basically, in short, from my understanding, this is emotional manipulation, i.e. coercion. It kind of seems that Blair was taking out every single thing that she could to emotionally manipulate her partner.
It really does not like rendering. See, here's the thing. Let me go look with Mortal Sin open. I'm gonna go look at my fucking GPU's workload right the fuck now.
Partner at
Chill.
the time into signing documents that would pretty much save her from being financially ruined, which is only confirmed even further in section 21, where Oz's lawyers directly say that Oz was coerced and manipulated by Blair into signing these documents.
Oh, holy shit. Does the game being the active window, like... Oh, it actually wasn't rendering. I also didn't realize that. Okay.
Stating
Well, we expected the end of this, not the start of it. Yeah, you'll
that
live.
Blair drove
We gotta
Oz
test
to
some
her
bullshit.
attorney's office and told him that signing these
Alright,
documents
sick.
would mend
Good job.
their relationship, which obviously is the finest level of emotional manipulation. Oz was
Emotional
in a bit of a
damage.
terrible relationship from what I can get the understanding of, given everything that's
Yeah, no, I'm too not in the mood. So do you know how many steps it is to launch Nancy Drew? It's a lot of them. Okay, so we're gonna just check this out here, right? It's a little bit easy. Babe. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you are so pretty. With that one gigantic eye. And the corpse on the ground. Oh, babe. The torch and the floating rocks. Oh, babe. Yo, it lets us dynamically resize it to however we want, and it's Mortal Sin. It's our favorite test things game. It lets us do all of this. I don't know what this fucking... I don't remember what the resolution is. We can swap it side to side. What's the fucking... What's the one that it used to... It's one of the 122s. Holy shit. I don't remember. Holy fuck. Hold on. We got this. Am I in different aspect ratio land? That's square box. Okay, not square. Isn't this? Yeah, that's standard. Fuck. It doesn't advertise any aspect ratio that's like... I'm not fucking... Oh, I do kind of need to fuck up. I changed our refresh rate. Okay. Yo, it's upscaling it, by the way, so I guess this is the right resolution to test this. Okay, hey, it's like we're testing Nancy Drew. Ain't it pretty? Ain't it lovely? I know this is really petty, but like being able to just evaluate that this will indeed work for us is like long-term goals. This shit is like... Do you have any idea how smile happy I am? Like, holy shit. Yes, I'm really this bad at remembering what resolution is which. It's really hard for me. Oh, I found it. There we go. Yo, that's what I wanted to do. That's what this is for. Oh, shit. Cousin. Let's not. I mean, it is kind of funny, but I could probably get away with this because we're streaming. Does this fix
said
the
on
other
social
goddamn
media over
thing?
the years with Blair, and it very much seems that Oz did actually want
Wait a minute.
to mend that
That's all I forgot to do is actually set the fucking max FPS. That's why it was chewing the GP. God damn it. Because it can probably rock out to 120, but... Watch it. Watch it.
Relationship, and Blair knew that and took advantage of that. And what I can basically see here, aside from all...
Okay, no. Okay, cool. I don't know why the browser doing PNP is killing it so much. The reason might have to do with I'm a piece of shit. I mean, it's a multiple. I'm just trying to see what I can get away with.
all the legal shenanigans.
Give me an inch, I'll take a mile, goddammit.
Blair didn't value Oz. Blair did not value their relationship in terms of an emotional perspective. She just saw it as another financial asset, as a thing that could benefit her and her company. And that, aside from all of the legalities, is just really sad. The fact that she emotionally manipulated Oz into getting into this situation is just disgusting. But it also seems that from the very beginning, she was setting up the people around her to pretty much be in a situation where if they ever fell out, Blair could pretty much slam the financial hammer on them, which we have seen throughout the last 2 years. It very much shows that in this document, Blair, from the very beginning, was not this innocent bystander who got, I guess, corrupted by her own ego. It, to me personally, seems that Blair from the very beginning is the exact same person that we know her to be in 2024. And again, I really don't think that's a good conclusion to come to in Blair's case if a jury was approved for this case. Because obviously, any jury is going to see that and everything that we've gone through and come to a very similar conclusion, in my opinion. And some may argue, well, how do you know that? I know that because most humans have basic level empathy, and what we can see in this document shows that there is a individual who is in a vulnerable situation and they were emotionally coerced into doing things that they necessarily did not want to do.
I haven't played in a while.
And I think that if a jury trial was in place, Blair, in terms of this civil case, would be absolutely screwed. But then we need to get into the legal, scenario here of this case going criminal. Because as I mentioned earlier, the possible embezzlement that may or may not have happened in this whole saga was not less than $1,000, but actually above $40,000. Because in section 26 it says that Blair provided a $40,000 payment to Oz in January 2021 from her company, and that was used to satisfy loan underwriting for Oz's purchase of the newly constructed home. Blair created and provided an invoice from 9 Point Holdings for computer construction and service-related work performed by Oz to document the payments. And later, however, Blair would include the $40,000 payment in an unwritten ledge of debt that she claimed Oz owed her and her company, and she used undue influence and pressure to coerce Oz into signing loan documents that would include that said $40,000 payment, along with numerous other amounts that were never itemized or identified. And yeah, obviously, this is just all absolutely mental from a legal perspective, but also from a moral perspective. The fact that she had used $40,000 or more over Oz's head as a way, in my opinion, to manipulate him, to silence him, to just... and I'm not going to really use this word lightly, but almost, well, definitely to abuse him is honestly despicable. But as I mentioned earlier, as you can see here, in the United States, people can receive a 10-year jail sentence for embezzlement, and it also states that if the amount is less than $1,000, they may face a year in jail. And the fee suggested here is obviously 40 or more times that. So God only knows what the jail sentence would be for Blair. But then it only gets worse in section 29, where it states that the debt randomly got inflated from $40,000 to $49,000, and then other debts that came from expenses for Blair's crypto farm and candle company were placed onto Oz's unwritten debts. I mean, this is genuine supervillain. This is something that I would expect from, I don't know, a loan shark. That's what I'm seeing here. Illuminati, from my perspective and opinion, I should just say legally, definitely, this is all my opinion. Everything stated in this video is my opinion, not Oz's opinion, just my opinion. But from my opinion, I can see
they're not
this
in
is
the
like
UK.
a gangster
You can just
supervillain
fucking
loan
pop off.
shark who is trying to manipulate everyone around them into doing what they want, into benefiting their pocket and them just in general. It is insane, and I truly do hope that no matter what happens in this case, this eventually goes criminal. Because yeah, this is a civil case, but genuinely, I don't think that the conclusion of this case necessarily matters, given the fact that these details are being spoken about in this court case. These details reflect possible criminal activity, and if these details, stumbled upon the desk of somebody that works at an embezzlement task defense force or whatever you call it, and they see this, they're gonna start investigating.
I'm gonna die like this,
regardless of what the context of the conclusion of this case turns out to be, and they could possibly take criminal proceedings against Blair that could lead to an actual jail sentence. Again, in my personal opinion. And you can't really say that I'm exaggerating or even clickbaiting here. From what I can see from the argument that Oz's lawyers are arguing, this is all seemingly criminal activity. So why would a government enforcement agent that works in, I don't know, an embezzlement agency see this and just happily ignore it? No, I don't think that they would ignore the millionaire businesswoman practicing allegedly embezzlement. Especially when you get into the fact that in section 35, it speaks about Blair's coercion, manipulation, and overbearing deceit. And the rest of the section then speaks about the constant pressure that Blair would put on Oz throughout all of the time that they were in a relationship. I would think that someone out there that works in the embezzlement task force agency, whatever you want to call it, would see that and think not only are they engaging in illegal activity, but they are emotionally manipulating and coercing other individuals into aiding them in that activity. Which, from my research, would only increase the sentence that Blair could possibly get if this went criminal. I mean, look at some of the business expenses that Blair has been accused of making. Buying handbags, jewelry, and a BMW Z4. Now, okay, the BMW maybe can be argued to be a legitimate business expense because, yeah, it's a work car. She's got to drive to her attorney's office where she then gets the attorney to silence everybody and financially ruin their lives. And maybe the handbag can be argued because, you know, it contains the documents that will be used to silence all of the people around her. But the jewelry... I just can't really think of an argument.
Without wizard oil, all your shit's gonna break.
Business
right?
expense. Like, even
so you
if
like
you
actually
have
to
of, a YouTuber
like
would wear
pull yourself
clothes
up
in
by
a
your
video,
wizard oil
get a nice
straps.
quirky haircut. You know, that could be a business expense because they are presenting themselves and they want to present themselves in the best possible way. Because you could argue someone wouldn't want to watch them if they look like a greasy sack of slime. Blair doesn't show her face in any of her videos. So why would expensive jewelry be a legitimate business expense? To me personally, I just can't really make a valid argument. And based on that, I genuinely do believe that maybe she could get investigated. Her company, Pyramid Entertainment LLC, could get investigated. And it could lead to criminal proceedings. And look, I'm all for spending money, but I genuinely just can't really justify a business expense for a ring, an earring, a necklace. I'm not really sure what, you know, Blair spends her money on in terms of jewelry, but I'm sure it's absolutely lovely. But in terms of the perspective of, you know, the government, I don't think they're going to be too happy. And in section 58, it gets even more interesting, where it states that Blair and her companies each receive benefits at Oz's expense under circumstances that would make it unjust for Blair and her company to retain the benefit without compensation to Oz. Further due to the failure of Blair and her lawyer or business entities to itemize an account for the accounts included in the deed of trust and promissory notes Mr. Oz was forced to sign, the debt secured by such deeds of trust.
Hey, if Lovely Einapper comes by to like tell me, DMCA takedown, bitch! Tell them I say, hey, and what's up? And that I already clicked like for ease. I'm also gonna, you can't stop me. I'll drop you here. All right, I'm also gonna put up our BRB. I broke my brain. Yo, let's go. Broke it. Bless you. So I'm moving things on my screen again because you can't stop me. It was broken already? Yeah, but if you broke it, you bought it. So, you know. Pony up, bitch. It's okay. If anybody, I can, like, if anyone for real, I can just, like, honestly, not to be a shithead, I legitimately could blame my mother. Like, if anything. That's an easy one. Don't worry, Fess, I got you. I'll just put the blame on her. You know, I'm sure she won't care. Okay. I need to BRB. I was moving stuff around so I could OBS better. I like streaming. Thank you for letting me get away with a whole fucking year of streaming on the internet. It's been really fun. I enjoy myself, so thank you.
Should be subject to an equitable account and Oz allowed to leave to amend to set forth all appropriate claims for accession or reformation of such instruments of debts. And I understand if a lot of you don't actually understand what that means, but in translation, equitable accounting is something that Oz's lawyers have requested in this case, and pretty much what that is a court-ordered examination of Blair and her company's accounts. And I think this is a really smart move, given all of the conversation surrounding illegal activity. Actually forcing Blair to hand over her bank statements or documents or accounts so a third party can analyze those accounts is massive in this civil case, but also possible future criminal cases, because if it is found in this case that yes, embezzlement has actually taken place, then obviously a criminal case would separately start as well, because yeah, criminal activity has taken place and has been shown after Blair handed over her documents and accounts, which obviously is absolutely huge, and it does play very much, in my opinion, to Oz's recent update, which we will get into. But then I just want to carry on with where it mentions also that they are asking for the recession or reformation of such instruments of debt, which pretty much is Oz's lawyers requesting that the debt that Oz has from Blair is either completely cancelled or just modified to reflect fairness. And all of this is genuinely a masterclass, in my opinion, from Oz's lawyer. They know
my oranges.
that this is going to
Holy
worry
shit, I did
Blair.
lose my oranges.
They know that she is going to be thinking about the possibility of an actual third party looking into her accounts, and they know that that is going to make her backtrack, which recently it seems that she definitely has. But then getting towards the end of the document, it starts to get, really sad in section 73, where it states that the conduct of Blair has been outrageous and would be intolerable in any civilized society. And there is a large redacted section of this document, and I believe this is because of something very, very personal that is mentioned throughout the document. And I'm not going to speculate, I'm not going to do my research into this, but I think this is another case of trying to win a possible jury's hearts by playing on the heartstrings of just showing how deplorable Blair is. That's only going to get the jury even more on Oz's side. And again, I should just say, I don't know if a jury trial has been approved. It is just a request and it could be denied. But I think nevertheless, this is a very smart thing to put in this document, because at the same time, it will also play into the judges' hearts. Because yes, whilst it's probably better for us to have a jury of multiple people, a judge will still have some level of empathy in their decision. And based on what is being described here and what has been redacted, I can only imagine something truly terrible took place between Blair and Oz. And I don't want to speculate on the finer details of that, but I can understand why this is in this lawsuit. And it is just really sad, because from what I can see from everything in this document, it's very much a case of Oz has been emotionally taken advantage of in pretty much every single scenario by Blair. And with that, it does take us into the prayers for relief, which, if you don't know what that means, pretty much it is what Oz and his lawyers are requesting in terms of compensation for all of the things that they've argued throughout this document. And prayer number 1 being a quiet title and deed nullification, which basically is Oz's lawyers asking for the court to establish Oz as the sole owner of the property in all of this big debate and remove all claims that Blair may have, which I think is a totally fair thing for Oz and his lawyers to request, because this property has been something that has been weaponized by Blair over the years. It's been something that she has used to financially and emotionally ruin Oz over the years, and I think that a court just allowing Oz to actually have his home would be a very good thing and a very fair thing. And then prayer number 2 is again asking for an equitable account, which is, as I said, Oz requesting for a detailed analysis to be done into Blair's accounts and funds mentioned throughout this lawsuit, which is obviously a smart reason for all of the reasons that I previously discussed. And then prayer 3 is Oz requesting damage compensation for unjust enrichment. Prayer 4 is requesting damage compensation for damages for emotional and privacy violations. And prayer 5 is additional relief that the court may find fair in the case of what his lawyers have been arguing throughout all of this. And honestly, I think all of these prayers for relief are completely reasonable and absolutely fair. And I also think they would be terrible for Blair, because 1, it would financially ruin her. In Oz's recent video, he states that so far he has spent around $80,000 on this lawsuit. And if this lawsuit was to go on for even longer, that fee would go up and up and up, and then take into account the emotional turmoil that this would have taken on Oz and everyone else involved in this lawsuit. I think when you equate everything into compensation for damages of multiple reasonings, Blair could possibly be into debt of hundreds of, or if not millions of dollars when it comes to paying compensation for all of the individuals involved in this court case. This could absolutely ruin Blair, but again, not just for financial reasons, but also reason number 2 of yes, this could all put her in legal jeopardy. And as I keep on saying, that's only proven in Oz's recent video, a quick lawsuit update. Because in this video, he briefly speaks about some of the updates, and I find it really interesting that in this video, he states that basically, in part 1 of the court case, he tried to negotiate with Blair, and she outright rejected that.
Part 1 was released June 1st. Negotiations were attempted, even extended from June 7th to June 14th, but ultimately failed.
Now, this is interesting because then Oz goes on to state that after this, he then went on to file his counterclaim, which pretty much means countersuing Blair. And after it was accepted, because yes, this claim has been accepted in the court, it can now be used and argued against. Now it has been accepted by the judge. Blair mysteriously wants to go into mediation via a third party.
After they failed, my legal team began the production of my counterclaims. My counterclaims needed an additional extension of time as my legal team wanted to make sure as many of their I's and T's were dotted and crossed, putting this into late July. We needed to add additional parties, pushing it further into August for any hope of a release. On top of this, my counterclaims now needed approval from the judge to add these additional parties to the counterclaims. The judge did not accept the counterclaims until around September 28th. I wanted to ensure that my counterclaims were approved by the judge before speaking publicly on them, which led to the massive delay. I didn't want to be in a position to retract my counterclaims, especially with the sensitive subject matter included within them. I also did not want to give Blair an expected release, as I was personally fearful of a gag order. After the judge accepted my counterclaims, and because we were already over a year into the lawsuit, both parties have mutually agreed to reattempt mediation. However, this time, it will be conducted by a third party.
Now, this is particularly very interesting for multiple reasons. Reason number 1 being, Blair is clearly scared. She knows that she is struggling here. The case against her is massive, but not just in terms of, again, a civil perspective, but a legal perspective. I don't think Blair expected Oz to make the argument of embezzlement as much as he did in his counterclaim. If anything, it pretty much seemed to be his main claim, and I think that's why she has gone into mediation. I think that's why she probably wants this over and done with, because this, if it got bigger and bigger and bigger, if her embezzlement was argued in an actual court case, I think that that could, end on the desk of a certain, embezzlement enforcement officer. They take a look at that and think, we need to start investigating this regardless of what actually is concluded in this civil case. So this, to me, whilst it does seem nice that Blair is actually cooperating, it is, for me personally, a very, very sneaky tactic. It's clear that she knows that there is no positive way out of this. If this is concluded after December 5th, that Oz speaks about in this video after mediation, it doesn't matter, because Blair now knows that the allegations of embezzlement against her and the specific details of how much money is being possibly
Kerbal Space Program.
embezzled or was
Not Elden. I've been playing Liza P alone in my free time. I'm going to keep that for now because I don't know why. It's actually kind of just been my selfish time. I don't know why I do it, but it is my selfish time. I kind of like it. It's been my selfish time for a little bit now. A little bit. Not a long bit, just a little bit. You're fine. You'll live. I'm making sure you have the VOD link again, because with the timestamp, because I'm a goober and I'm the worst. There you go. Also, don't forget, I'm heading off early again, because I can, and my body hurts, so I get to do what I want. For as long as my body hurts, I get to do what the fuck I want. Lol. I sound so enthused just to be like, yay, I get to do something. But I'm gonna just be on the couch. I'll be on Discord as well. Like if y'all wants to like say hello when I'm there. But like, I'll just be laying on the couch being a goober, letting my body do body things. Ooh, I missed a call from my pharmacy. Lucky I don't give a shit right now.
Embezzled. She knows that's out there now, and she wants to get away from this as quick as possible, in my personal opinion, and that's why she has now gone into mediation with Oz. It's honestly really, really sneaky, but
Okay, honestly, here's it, right? I want to sit on my couch with a scented candle, cuddled up under a blanket with my giant stuffed animal, playing Lies of P while I listen to Moisty Boy VODs. Not even the live, no, just the VODs. Just the compilations of like him ranting about a specific thing so I get fucking conclusion for a minute, It's funny, and I get to do that. Like the Moisty versus Elon, or the Moisty versus Bad Investors. Like that was fun. One of the Clips channels is on a fucking killing spree right now. And that's what they're doing, and I am here to help them get their slop in. Like they want to milk this. I like my cruelty-free, kind of vegan-friendly milking from them milking the fuck out of Charlie VODs, okay? They sort them. They give me cute shit to go for in a fucking binge. I'm happy with it. I don't know what the fuck you need. I'm happy.
But given everything we've seen throughout
Aren't y'all?
everything so far in this story,
Well.
are you really surprised? Because I personally am not.
Guess what?
Now, yes, there
I
is
forgot. I
a
can fix
possibility
the
that
resolution.
mediation goes wrong and they don't come to
No.
some form of fair, I guess, conclusion, and the
You know
court
what?
case does actually
I forgot.
proceed. And that would be even worse for Blair. If they don't settle after a third-party mediation, I would be shocked if Blair won this case and if it didn't go absolutely terribly for her. Because let's be real, this has just been an absolute car crash from the very beginning for Blair. And it is very clear that she is scared, but also I don't think that Blair can afford this case for that much longer. Oz in his video mentions that if this all fails, this could go on for years, and I really don't think that Blair has the money to support her claims against Oz. Because yes, Oz has the community backing him, and whilst it is still very stressful, it's probably nice knowing that at least the community are there. Whereas Blair,
Boosh.
her YouTube channel's abandoned, she's not posting on any social
If I mouse
medias,
out, does it
and
break?
also,
it does.
I've made the discovery
fuck it.
that even her other companies outside of social media are not doing well, or are just outright no longer existing. For example, her candle company, the website is no
fuck are we doing
longer
here?
available. I tried accessing it, and you just can't get on
Streamable.
it.
That's
And
what
the
we were doing.
Instagram page that it has is not active whatsoever, and the Facebook page also is not active whatsoever. So it seems that her businesses, even outside of social media, are failing, and I account that to Blair does not have much money left. And I don't think that Blair will want to continue this for much longer. So even if mediation, fails, I think that this lawsuit won't continue much longer because Blair simply cannot afford it. Overall, to conclude this situation, this is absolutely one of the messiest scenarios I think I've ever seen on social media. And I do just want to say, please do everything you can to support Oz. Because even if he does, get a really good conclusion from mediation, they settle and it all ends there and then, we can't take away from the fact that Blair has emotionally tortured this guy for over
Oz
a year
can't
now,
compensate
and has
you
emotionally
for
tortured
this
other
event.
individuals out there such as Wonderstruck Felix and probably many, many others. So I don't think a settlement changes anything, and honestly, even if a settlement does happen, I really wouldn't be surprised if a criminal investigation starts and Blair possibly in the future faces some level of criminal conviction. Again, this is all my opinion, and this video is completely just, analysis from my perspective. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not here saying that.
Can you make Jake prove those allegations that Jake is not a lawyer nor a judge?
Blair absolutely has
Allegedly.
broken all of these laws. I'm just saying, from my perspective,
I'm
I
sorry.
can see a lot of suspicious stuff, and if certain
thought
things
I'm
were
funny.
proven, then yes, it would be now a criminal case. Overall, Blair, in every single angle, is just absolutely finished. But yes, my friends, that is the ending of the video. Thank you so much for coming along. And if you want to hear me speak more about this, as I said earlier, I have done a recent podcast where we spoke about Blair for a large section of that podcast. But also, I would really appreciate it if you went and subscribed to the podcast. We speak about so many other
Already
things
did.
on there, not just Illuminati, but we
Already
speak
did,
about our
bitch.
personal lives. We speak about,
Already
internet
did,
topics,
bitch.
video
Fuck
games,
you.
television shows, all the
Can't
things that you
control
could
me.
possibly want to hear about. We speak about it. Me and Obese the Beast.
You're not
Please
my grandma.
go to the link in the description.
Can't tell-
subscribe.
boss-
It
can't boss me
probably will
around.
also
Fuck you.
be up next.
Already did it.
But yes,
Fuck
also,
off.
if you could, give me your opinions
I
in the
did
comment
it before
section
you
down
told me
below,
to,
because,
bitch.
I
Fuck
may
yourself.
have got a thing
Eat
not
my ass.
necessarily wrong here, but maybe
guess
my
not
legal
technically.
analysis wasn't perfect. So if you are a lawyer, I would really appreciate clarifications in the comment section to just let me and my audience know what you personally think is going on here, but also to the general audience, if you want to give me your opinion down below, that would be amazing. Please like this video, follow my Instagram at inaba, and also please subscribe. Thank you so much for coming along. That is the ending of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Have a great
Peace.
week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Get the fuck out. Autoplay button. Oh, does it do this first one?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Fine.
Reddit
Come at me.
has come out of the
I wanna
woodwork
finish my
to go
space
after
stuff.
Mr. Beast for making
Y'all
some claims
have
in his video, his response to Oompaville, which was
honestly
like his
outstanding
public
tolerance for
statement
me.
on the drama that's been
Thank you
going
all
on
for
over the
being
past few
tolerant of
months.
me.
Jimmy
I
made a
appreciate
statement
you.
claiming that, Reddit
I think
was
you're
going out
awesome.
of their way to hide
kinda
things
wanna.
about Mr. Beast
Oh, I
and
can't
delete
scale
anything
these.
that paints
Fuck
him out
me.
in a good
I
light.
kinda
And a
wanna.
Reddit
But
moderator
you
of the
can't
YouTube
scale
drama sub
them.
came out with a nice lengthy statement, and we're gonna look into it.
Do you have evidence of
I want to.
people
I'm a
there
goober,
being posts that
and you
existed
literally
that
can't
didn't exist on
stop
Reddit
me.
that
Oh,
got?
of course. Yeah,
Okay,
I can
cool.
send you.
Yeah, if you'd send me anything,
you
of,
can throw
of
it up on
that.
screen. I mean, that's not like a conspiracy theory. That's
Yeah,
just,
of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
we can find quite a few.
I'm not that good at using Google. So
Yeah.
I'll need.
Now, at about 7 minutes into Oompaville's video, Mr. Beast's response, he talks about the Delaware situation, and he also claims that on YouTube drama, people who were bringing up the fact that Delaware was actually a Best Buy employee, and they weren't named Delaware because they were banned from Delaware, is actually just because that was his name. Mind you, his name's not Delaware. He has a real name. But let's just get into it.
Things on the screen for them.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so throw it on the screen. That same photo, right after that second dog pack video, started to get
Is this
traction on
random-
Reddit,
when-
and
is this
saying like, "Hey,
appropriate?
this
It's
is
a little
lie.
steep.
Jimmy didn't call him Delaware to make fun of him, committing a crime in Delaware. That's just his name." And it got taken down by the mods on r/YouTube drama, and that's when I realized, like, oh, anytime there's a post proving like that I'm not evil, they were taking it down. So it was a little unfortunate too, because I wasn't saying anything, and then on Reddit, anytime
Okay.
something was proving that I wasn't
That's
evil or
ugly, but I like it.
contrarian to what everyone
We're
was
gonna
saying,
pull it in
they
now a
were
little bit.
suppressing it or censoring it, not
Right,
trying
so
to
you-
sound extreme.
So you're saying it's like a echo chamber, which I mean, Reddit r/YouTube drama.
Reddit.
Is,
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but it's unfortunate when there's a post with 10,000 upvotes claiming something false about you,
Shit.
and then everyone, then a couple people are like, "Wait, that's not true. Here's proof," and then they delete it every time. So
That'll
then
work.
everyone's like,
It's
"Okay,
so
well that
gross.
must be true."
It's
because
so
they're also deleting the
unnecessarily
comments on that
heavy.
post that prove it's not. And so
I
then
don't
everyone,
care.
then it's just like
Fight me.
now. Again, I'm not trying to sound extreme,
I
but
wanna
it's just like, oh, you're
shrink this.
censoring information.
Do you have evidence
Advanced
of, like,
tweakables,
people,
where the
there
fuck
being
are you,
posts that
bitch?
existed and then didn't exist on Reddit that
Oh,
got?
what a
yeah, I
bitch.
can send you.
Yeah, if you'd send me anything
you
of-
could throw
of
it up on
that.
screen. I mean, that's not like a
Fuck 'em.
conspiracy
We're
theory.
going.
That's
Yeah, of
just-
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
And
it, we're going,
thankfully, Jimmy
Shorzy.
did in fact link these. Here's a Google Doc in that video called Mr. Beast
We're
Provided
packing it
Evidence.
deep.
And if
We're
you
packing it
scroll all the
very
way
deep.
down, you get to basically the Reddit posts where
Okay,
you can in
we're
fact
going
see
hard.
like some of the moderators removed things, right? Here are some random examples my team found. I wouldn't focus on any particular ones, but more the volume, right? This guy, Past Exchange, says first it was falsely accusing James Warren of DV and a view. Then it was falsely reporting on a fake Lunchley recall. Now the alleged CP shared in a group chat wasn't in fact CP. Dogpack and Rosanna have shown time and time again to prioritize immediate attention and clout over any serious fact-checking or journalistic integrity. I'm amazed nobody takes them seriously. And it shows YouTube drama mod team removed for misinformation. This video is to prove that MrBeast did know, not to prove Eva posted CP. This was just stuff shared in the work Telegram server. Just one example, and there's a few more. I'm not going to
That
dive
should have been
too
left in
far
the
into them.
open.
You're
That's
more than welcome to check out
valuable
this doc on
discourse,
Oompa's
if that's
video,
the
right?
case.
Dogpack can't take personal responsibility
Right.
because other people were talking about a different person in a
Ye-
chat a year ago. Mods will handle this post. This part of the video made me lose faith in Dogpack. Sorry, this post has been removed. The
I know,
drama
this
has
looks
been
so
posted
gimpy.
within
I'm just
this
layering
subreddit
shit
before.
deep
So already we have like an
because
example
I'm a
where you can
goober
kind of
and
see
we're just having fun.
the mods
I'm just
may be
clipping stuff
removing some
in.
things that paint Mr. Beast
I never clip things in this much.
out to be good, but other times they delete things if it's just been mass posted already. If it's been posted many times, they're not going to just keep allowing the same thing over and over and over
hold
to be
this.
posted. Genuine question to the people who hate Mr. Beast with such a passion: why? This is not drama, redundant post. Again, it's examples of like posts that have been in this sub already
Thanks, Steve.
dozens and dozens of times. Again, I'm not completely excusing the fact that, yeah, YouTube drama may, go out of their way once in a while to remove something if it doesn't fit into their echo chamber, but luckily that's why YouTube drama was able to prove Beast wrong. Now, this moderator named I542 over on YouTube drama made this post about Mr. Beast. For those who are new here, welcome. I started
Why
this
are
community
people
about
generalizing all of /r/YouTube drama? They're people too. You shouldn't. Does Mr. Beast no shit he doesn't stream on Twitch? He's trying to generalize and disparage groups of people. Huh, no shit.
about forever ago. And for my own sanity, I have not
Fuck, cousin.
been an active
Fuck.
moderator. My current
We
role
are
is
a
something
we are a Redditor safe community.
along the lines of overseer. I keep an eye out for shit hitting the fan and step in when truly necessary.
Gamers and Redditors, the most something or other fell from a coconut tree society.
This way, I can make objective calls and stay out of the mess. This is one of those times. First, I will make my starting point clear. I do not follow Mr. Beast nor the content he produces. Me neither. I have no strong opinions about it. I'm sure it's good content, but personally, I do not watch it. I have seen recent allegations about him, and while some are more convincing than others, I believe in innocent until proven guilty.
When
As far as
rescued.
I'm aware, Mr. Beast is a free man, and like anyone else, has the benefit of the doubt. Now to the topic at hand, Mr. Beast alleges the YouTube drama mods removed posts that are in favor of him, providing about 2 pages of screenshots. I just looked at some of those.
When safe.
I have read this document and most of the posts in question. The unfortunate thing about deleted posts is that they are well deleted, and if you are not a
Not
moderator, you can only
usefully,
assume
though.
what the author meant
Cargo bay.
based on the title. For example, the allegations that seemingly have no evidence
Would be
posts
lighter.
is not a
Could put
valiant
this in
defense
there.
of Mr. Beast's integrity.
Yeah,
The
let's
OP
do
is
it.
literally asking
Fuck
if
it.
Mr. Beast is a cannibal. Now, this may be just my opinion, but this is an absurd allegation that does not deserve to see the light of day. But I am happy to oblige with
It's
Mr.
too
Beast's
fucking
request
big.
to stop
God damn it.
censoring posts he deems are in favor of him. We have undeleted the post and archived it so you can enjoy it in all its glory, free from the censorship of vile, biased mods, right? So we have a funny situation here where Mr. Beast's attempt to call out YouTube drama for censoring things is now going to allow them to post some of the most insane takes imaginable that YouTube drama was doing a best effort to actually hide because they didn't help anyone. And now people are going to be able to see Mr. Beast cannibal allegations, which are absolutely crazy. So this mobile guy says Mr. Beast allegations that have no evidence.
Oh,
I've
that's
seen so
funny.
many misleading videos on TikTok about Mr.
Oh,
Beast
that's
apparently
so
being a
funny.
cannibal, but I can't find anything about it. And no
Oh, it's
YouTubers
so
reported
funny.
about it. Do y'all know anything? And you can see right here,
Oh,
mod
it
removed it
is.
for misinformation. This guy says it's Mr. Beast's PR team trying to muddy the waters with obviously fake allegations. It's fake.
This one?
Right, so we have a situation
That'll
where
do.
the YouTube drama mods deleted something that's absolutely insane, like, Mr. Beast feasting down, lunchlying down on, Chris Tyson's arm or something. And of course they remove it because it's
And Dream Chromes.
absolute nonsense. Now, back to the Reddit post. Several other posts have been deleted because the moderators believe they should be posted in a mega thread. A mega thread is a time honored Reddit tradition that puts all the content related to one topic in one place so that it does not overwhelm the entire subreddit. This has occurred on many occasions and will not stop. Both posts that are
Did I
against
do
him and
this?
for him get
Sick.
told to go to the mega thread. In fact, the post that was pinned before this one was about Ethan Klein, proving that the moderators very much do the same regardless of the topic in question, and posts critical of Mr. Beast's accusers like Dogpack have been allowed to stay up, just the same as posts linking to those allegations in the first place. A significant number of screenshots implies we are covering for another YouTuber, Rosanna Pansino. I have no idea how she's related to this drama.
This is
In
extra,
general, the
but
moderators
I
try to
kind of
edge on
want
the
to
side of
drop
caution when
this.
dealing with topics like
But
death,
I think we're
such
fine.
as, her smoking her father's ashes. I'm very proud of the team for having the maturity and the wisdom to understand that death is a sensitive topic that should not be abused for clicks and views, and I do not see anything wrong with its approach, even if
Okay.
we all catch crap for it. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Other topics have been flagged as duplicates and removed because the same video has already been posted and discussed. This is another policy that dates back to online forums before half of the subreddit was even born and has been a part of Reddit's own guidelines. These policies were certainly not designed to crap on Mr. Beast in particular, but to make sure everyone can handle large-scale discussion and still find enjoyable content for themselves, which makes perfect sense. I do not want to be on YouTube, on a forum, on Reddit, just scrolling past the same, Pegasus video, same soggy cereal video, same, Pyro Live Turkey Tom video about some drama over and over and over and over and over. And it makes perfect sense to start
Pyro Loud Turkey Tom. Oh,
removing
that goes well together.
duplicates, right? This system is not perfect because we, humans, are not perfect. Something that even Mr. Beast himself agrees to, right? Kind of like when, he makes a mistake and he says, I'm not smart enough for that. I'm too dumb for all that. I was young, and he loves pulling those. In the sea of deleted posts, and as Mr. Beast surely knows, given the size of his audience, a surprising amount of people are assholes online. You will inevitably find one example where a genuine mistake has been made, but the mods try their best, and given the above examples, I have found no reason to believe they are doing a bad job overall. Oversights can happen, and the mods usually try to remedy them when pointed out, but it is also important to note that all moderators are unpaid volunteers who drop in and out as they have time, and oftentimes, especially in large events like this one, there's too much work to handle. So I am very grateful to the moderators holding the fort and doing unpaid work for the benefit of a public corporation with a
Yep, Reddit makes so much hand over foot by not paying moderation.
$25
Works well for
billion
'em.
market cap. I guess, you guys like moderating. Yeah, we're not going to pretend like Reddit mods don't have
Okay, but we're not gonna pretend like they don't have lives. Like, I bet most of YouTube I'm just going off a fucking assumption, but I'm assuming at least, enough of a chunk of YouTube drama is, on the "it's not drama, it's dangerous" tip. I get the feeling sometimes.
a
I don't
power
know.
trip and don't like moderating for free half the time. So I think that's just kind of like a petty little dig at Reddit. If you truly believe there is an issue
It's
of
a
moderator
valid
bias,
dig.
that would be against the Reddit moderator code of conduct.
It's
Mr.
pedantic
Beast
as
is free
fuck,
to
but
vent
it's
his
not
frustrations
on its
to the
own
Reddit admin
pettiness.
team, who will almost certainly do anything to make one of the internet's most
I think it's
popular
on topic.
figures happy. In the meantime, I ask him not to
'Cause, if they're expecting if dude is if Mr. Jimmy is expecting them to, you know, immediately adapt to, requests for a change, the Reddit mod team doesn't have the same, infrastructure as his business, and they can't, rapidly address shit like that, so I don't know, cousin. It seems relevant because, they're not paid to be there. They're just people who are there, right? So, they've got other shit to do, they don't get paid to be there, they're probably getting paid doing something else. It's the last priority. There's no means
to paint a giant target
eat
on the
a-
backs of ordinary people who, unlike him, do not have the resources, emotional or financial, to defend themselves against a mob of internet trolls. Allow me briefly at the end to put this into context. Here we have the world's premier online entertainer, a man worth $500 million with an audience of at least 300 million people, picking a fight with a couple of Reddit moderators of a community that its absolute peak barely reaches the amount of views in a month that he gets in 10 minutes. It's kind of crazy to like put it like that, honestly. Mr. Beast has a net worth of a small city,
Yeah.
and he decides to start beef with a genuinely unimportant corner of the internet and a handful of people who are trying to bring some semblance of order into an online space. In some cases, the very people he portrays as biased are literally defending him from the unbased allegations, kind of like the cannibal thing. Mr. Beast, Jimmy if I may, from one man to another, it is at least here in the Netherlands a wonderful Saturday morning. You are rich and famous. Go relax and spend your money. And if, with your immense wealth and influence, you're already so bored that you want to pick fights, then please go pick on someone closer to your own size. I hear CoffeeZilla has some questions, to which he has asked them in another video where Mr. Beast has an issue with actually answering just about anything. And that's about it. Wow. That was a good read. Again, go check out YouTube Drama. This is their very first pinned post at the top from like 3 days ago. Now, another moderator on this sub, Dependent Law, says for ease of access and for your review, I have tracked down most of the posts related to the screenshots provided by Jimmy. I cannot restore all of them
So much
as some were
respect.
deleted by the poster. So basically, most of these were taken down for, the reasons that were claimed in that Mr. Beast document as, clarified to why they were actually removed by I-542 over here. We can just look at some of these and see what the heck is going on. Again, here's the
those
post
tabs,
about
cousin.
the cannibal allegations, which is just absolutely silly. Here's the Rosanna one that says, Rosanna Pansino smokes her father's ashes. Two, even the commenter said this title is misleading. She smoked plants grown in her father's ashes. Again, misleading. This one says Dogpack deleted his community post roughly 2 hours after posting it, probably because he was copying flack. Depending.
Why do we just move past Ro coming off as even harder? Like, why is Ro the hardest person in the world right now? Holy shit. I would have grown tomatoes in my family's ashes. Just saying. You might think it weird, but I love tomatoes.
Law again says reinstated this post after realizing Dogpack responds. Sorry about that to y'all and to Dogpack. And now before I wrap up the video, I just wanted to include an example of, people on the other side doing exactly what, Mr. Beast is claiming is like happening to him. Dogpack, I searched Dogpack, and there's plenty of posts about Dogpack. Dogpack took down his third video. Soggy Cereal's content cop about Mr. Beast. Dogpack deleted his latest post. Dogpack took down his third video. What happened to Dogpack? Dogpack responds to the claim of looking at cheese pizza. Soggy Cereal video. Am I the only one who finds Dogpack's handling of this situation inappropriate? Mr.
No.
Beast claims he might end up
That's 4 months ago. Okay, I can see why you'd think that you were the only person that thought that. Nick, is that you with 0 upvotes?
suing Dogpack, right? So these are all, posts that are not exactly supportive of Dogpack that are here, right? So it's not really fair that you're like, yeah, well, they're just deleting all the good things about me, when that's not the case. And the examples you included were easily
I'm
able to
actually
be,
charging my silly
justified as
mouse,
to why
yes.
they were removed, whether it be because they were
buying time for
spammy,
that.
or they just didn't have any context, or it was already posted multiple times and it wasn't a mega thread. And I feel like that was just petty way to call out a small, Reddit community when you are, again, the largest YouTuber in the world. And that's about it for today's video, my friends. YouTube Drama moderators have, come out to go after Beast and tell him to basically pick on someone your own size, Big Beast, because we have our reasons for doing what we do on our site, and here's the reasons why. And, unlike Beast, where it took him 3 months to reply, It took them, like a day or two after that interview with Oompa to give a reason. The actual creator of the YouTube drama sub came out to give his reasons as to why these moderators have been doing this. And from now, if you check out the YouTube drama subreddit, like, it's just filled with beast slop, beast slop, beast slop, beast slop, nonstop. There's even to a point where people are like annoyed about the beast slop, and it's because of you, Jimmy. You're claiming they're censoring things. That's fine. Now that they're not censoring things, it's just going to be nonstop beast this, beast this, beast this, whether it's good or bad. And you kind of did that to yourself. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, everything's linked down below. The original Oompa video, his document, the Reddit thread. Check those out. Check the comments out. Check everything yourself. Again, I'm just a commentary slopper, so I'm not claiming to be like the voice of reason here.
It's
I'm
right
just
there if
giving you
you want
my
it.
thoughts on everything that's happening. Peace out. I appreciate you watching. Bye.
Bye. Be well. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna keep like muttering, get the fuck out of here at like literally everything on the internet until I'm done with it. Do you have more sewer tint for us? I'm gonna get offline soon. My mouse is charged a bit. Bit. I had to go back to the VOD to like get a. I was going to get a screenshot of the VOD for the thumbnail. Is it just me or why does this look so pretty? Do you have computer stuff for me? I haven't seen if Home Skillet has gone and like addressed minimizing shit yet. So, ow, my tummy hurts like the dickens. Like the dick in and outons. Owie. Boosh, hold my game. Bless you.
As old as me, you've probably used. If you're looking at this picture right now,
Do I think Ian will come back? I think he'll probably. I think he's probably back on the internet by now. Like, I genuinely feel like he's back, just not hit that algo pole. Like, there's no way that he's not back. It's just, unless you explicitly look for his PayPal, I don't think you'll turn it up. Like, I feel like if someone just searches his PayPal, we'll see that there's E intent. Just like bubbling and frothing up, you know? But no, I genuinely think if you just like look for his PayPal, you'd find it. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but actually, on that note, archive.org. Thank you, buddy. PayPal dot. Yo, thank you, babe. Okay, cool. How did I find it, you ask? Easy. I'm just saying, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I want to sort better. How come you wretched witch?
One of my subscribers asked me to post a link to my PayPal so they could hook me up with some money.
Yep. You know how I said we can probably just Google it? I'm not even kidding. I'm not even fucking kidding. Okay. Okay. Bet. God damn it, Vess. God damn it, Vess. God damn it, Vess. Yo, we show up.
Fight us also. This VOD has been a long time coming. Guess what? Ian Foot wants to fight us also. So I fixed our audio shit a little bit, but not a lot bit. So we live. Anyway. Match.
Her corpse and feed her and violate her. Feel free. I don't want to have sex with her. I don't.
So I asked for a sanctioned fight, being a reasonable person, you know.
I'm a 49-year-old man. Feel free to abuse, defile my daughter's body. Feel free to dismember her corpse and feed her.
I don't know what
Feel
I was
free
doing.
to degrade her and dismember her and defile her and violate her every conceivable way. Feel free to defile my daughter. My daughter is a contemptuous little fucking whore. She treated me with contempt. I have disowned her. You can violate her in any way that you see fit. I don't care. Dismember her corpse and feed her to worms and bugs.
Sir, can we please stop?
Can we just, like, take me away from the internet
If
for
you're
a
looking
week?
at this
We're good. Thanks, bruh.
picture right now, congratulations. It might be one of the most viewed images ever, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is known as the Bliss wallpaper, and if you're as old as me, you've probably used Windows XP.
Oh, it's not capturing it. God damn it. Hold on. I got you. Do I? Or do I? Dun, dun, dun.
At some point in your life. Now, this shows you how popular Microsoft Windows is. And to be
Ow.
honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, the only competition that exists is Linux. And you'll be glad to know that if you ever wanted to find a Linux user near you, don't worry, they'll have already let you know, okay?
Yeah, I'm a Linux. I like Arch Linux. What's up? You like Arch Linux? I love Arch. It's good on the Steam Deck. It's good on the little server in my closet. I auto-update that bitch. Oh, it's so fucking legit. Fuck yeah, Arch Linux. Let's get it. Gen 2 Wiki used to be the shit, but it got hacked, so it's dead now. So all we have is fucking this other bullshit. So we live. You wanna talk about Linux? Bruh. You wanna talk about Linux? GNU / Linux, bitch? You wanna talk about it? Oh, fuck. God damn it. God damn it. I know that Mr. Torvalds got your fucking britches all fucking moist. Like he just visceraled those bitches. Let's go. This is what it's like knowing a Linux user, genuinely. I'm not sorry. I mean, I'm sorry, but like for real. You've known me this whole time. I've bottled it up until there was a chance. And god damn it. Arch Linux. You want easy clap Arch Linux? Set up updates to automatically happen with a systemd unit file. Just have it constantly. Just have it Pacman do the updates. Pacman clear the cache. Updates clear cache. I use it, but I have like very little administrative duty to do on it, right? Like I use it every day, but there's very little I have to do with it. So I'm just saying.
If it's one thing the offender
winner,
registry
winner.
and Linux users have in common is that they have
I'm sorry. This is
to knock on every doorstep and tell people exactly user near you. Don't worry, they'll have already let you've known, okay? If it's one thing the offender registry and Linux
I need to give the timestamp people the link with a timestamp. I need to give you a link with a timestamp. I need to keep calling carry on. I mean, there's a thing between Mormon missionaries and fucking Linux users. We will knock on your door and try to convert you.
Don't worry, they'll have already let you've known, okay? If it's one thing the offender registry and Linux users have in common is that they have to knock on every doorstep and tell people exactly what they do and what they're all about. Now,
And Mormonism. And the Linux users try to evangelize. So we're a lot more like the Mormonism. No, Linux users are more like Mormonism. Trust me, it's true. I'm right. Don't trust this person when they say this. Linux users are basically speedball Mormonism. I'm not
ladies and
salty.
gentlemen, to give you an idea, I am a Linux user, okay? Preferably an Arch Linux user. I don't have my
Yo,
Fedora
let's
on, so
go.
you probably weren't able to figure it out. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Windows is one of those things where I've spoken against, and to be honest with you, Windows is
don't mind
entrenched,
gaming on it
okay?
at the
To give good context, there's probably viewers who are watching right now that are diehard Windows users, and they have no reason to switch. But the reason I showed you that world's like most iconic image, which is the Windows XP wallpaper, is due to
We
the
must
fact
have
that it
lost our
shows
other
you how
save.
popular Windows is and how much of an actual grip it has on PC users. Now, way back in the day, it wasn't really uncommon that if you were in the PC world and you built your own computer or you bought one from the store, chances are you were going to be using Windows no matter
shit.
what.
Titties.
And your
I
only
didn't
other option
mirror.
was to go to Apple and purchase a Mac product which had its own lineup of operating systems. Now, it wasn't until very recently that Linux has become a pretty good contender. Now, Linux has existed for quite a long time, but if you look at where it's used, it's mostly considered to be a server operating system, right?
Ooh, and hobbyist. Also hobbyist. Server and hobbyist. I'm a hobbyist. Hi, I like Linux. I like GNU/Linux. I sometimes call it GNU/Lindix. I'll sometimes also call Windows Windblows. Sometimes I call Mac OS Mac gets no sex because I'm talking shit on the Allos as well. I have to side load in talking shit on the Allo people. It's funny for me. And it's the only fucking W I get in a world where I have to take time to non-partisanly shit all over Congress. Shit on myself. And abate the lovely chatters from shitting on others in inappropriate ways. I have to, like, you know. I also have to shit on Linux. Wind blows.
In fact, it's pretty much strong right there.
I'm pretty sure one of my friends called it Win Get No Hose. I'm pretty sure I've heard someone call it this. I'm like fairly certain. I could be a little wrong, but I think I've heard someone call it that.
There. And that's because it's open source, a lot of companies contribute to it, and it's genuinely useful in keeping a lot of those services we love to use, like YouTube, operational. When it comes to supercomputers, there's a good chance, 100% chance, that the world's
Like the
top
hub.
supercomputers all use Linux. But when it comes to gamers, desktop users,
Gamers,
you're
let's
looking at people that
go,
are a
buddy.
percent of actual users. Now, one thing that's interesting is the Steam hardware survey. And here is a actual hardware survey of people who have contributed their information
fuck
to
this, hold
Steam
on.
for people to view all they want. For instance, most of the world, 77%, uses NVIDIA graphics cards. In fact, when it comes to DirectX 10, 11, 12 systems, 70% of these people have a DirectX 12 graphics card with Windows 10. When it comes to processor usage, I'm in the minority, being an AMD processor user myself. When it comes to
AMD's way better for virtualization purely in that they number it in not the zigzag Intel way. I'm an Intel person right now because I just fuck with me. I just want to get insta-gibbed. I want my computer to get insta-gibbed, okay? So I'm using Intel. That's why. I want to get fucking rocked. I want to get my shit cooked. That's why.
Actual people who are using operating systems, Windows still remains at the top with 96 points.
I wonder how many ACE people use Arch Linux. As an ACE person who uses Arch Linux and to just made like a Win gets no sex joke or a Mac OS gets no sex joke, I wonder if like I wonder if Arch is. I don't. This would be a rude generalization, but for my coziness, I wonder if Arch is like an ACE place. I can't find more
61%.
Well, I could,
but don't get it twisted. Linux is
I'm
growing.
not clicking on.
Now that number is going up to 2%. And while this doesn't seem like a lot to many people, I want you to remember, years ago, over 5-6 years, this number used to be under 1%. It used to literally be margins of error levels of reporting. So what changed in the last few years? Why did all of a sudden this number slowly start to climb?
This is
well,
unnecessary.
If you ever looked at what Valve is selling, which is the Steam Deck, you probably have seen this become really popular. People buy this. People talk about it all over YouTube. It is effectively a handheld gaming computer that runs on Linux. So for all you people that have bought your games on Steam, you now can carry them everywhere you go. So if you want to play games like Grand Theft Auto, if you want to play games like Red Dead Redemption, if you want to play games like Resident Evil or Balatro.
And they've worked so hard with AMD to get hardware that like they got hardware milled by AMD. They reached out to game vendors to make sure that they dug in so games that came out for computer would like get some shit here. And game vendors were then rewarded by the environment called society in which they lay. Because Linux users are out, we just want more games. So honestly, Valve W for Linux gamers. Honestly, like, yeah, dubs.
Really anything, and you have Steam versions, you can play them on this Nintendo Switch-ass looking device. But it's not the only competition in town. There's plenty of other handheld gaming systems, but Steam kind of comes at the top because of Linux. It provides a better experience, at least in this camp. But what about PC users, ladies and gentlemen? What about the PC gamer? Now, in the last few months, Microsoft has kind of started torching some of the cool stuff they've done with Windows and their operating system by introducing new features like artificial intelligence, unnecessarily bloating their operating system, and making something that is kind of a former shadow of what they used to actually provide. Windows never always was bad. It was always one of those things where after every other release, you would have a good release, a shit release, good release, shit release, at least from my...
Yeah, Windows 3.1 was like the only good one. And anyone who disagrees, I'm sorry you have shit opinions, terrible takes, and that you should shut the fuck up. I love you.
My experience. So about a year ago, I made a video titled "The Hardest System: Installing the Hardest System Known to Man." And in that video, I provided a step-by-step process of installing things like Arch Linux, all the way from seeing it in a command line to actually using it like a functional computer. Now, the reason why I want to kind of refocus on that video again is I'm going to show you how to actually install Linux and use this and make it easier for you. Things have gotten so good in the...
I remember when, oh my gosh, kid me set up a fucking repo to like, you know, store my fucking Ansible bullshit so I could use Ansible to install my shit. Then I like learned how to do it with other fucking systems for dealing with like other pull and push models that I could just fuck with. It was fun. It was definitely fun. Then you learn that this abstraction can be blown away really quickly.
The last couple weeks, in the last month even, that all of a sudden, the reason for me even firing up virtual machines has basically ceased. I'm mostly doing everything underneath Linux at this moment in time. So to give you a bit of history, the reason why I started using Linux primarily in videos, and the reason I switched to it is years ago I watched a video by Level 1 Techs where the host, Wendell, showed Grand Theft Auto 5 running underneath a virtual machine. And since then I made plenty of videos where I built virtual machines where you could pass graphic cards to and game underneath.
I used to do that when that made me a better engineer in whole, is because I wanted to play Destiny 2 on Linux, and I couldn't easily. So I passed over my GPU, my an SSD, a GPU, allocated several cores out of my fucking shit bobber, and I kept enough on the Linux system that I could run virtual machines for networking and logging and other shit. You know, it was basically me just like running a headful VM host. But my favorite one was spinning up video games and talking to my ex about how thank you for hand-me-downing me a fucking computer, bitch. Because he didn't give me the GPU that I needed, but because he gave me a shitty-ass GPU, I had this already, right? So I was able to fucking bung this little cocksucking motherfucker GPU shitbag into, like, my first slot, so it would, like, be better than an embedded because I didn't have an embedded, but it would still be there. And the other one I would give, to the VM, and that was really fun for me. That was super fun, actually. I had a lot of fun.
Underneath. And obviously
turning
the
back.
usefulness of it has kind of dwindled down as gaming has gotten so much better underneath Linux anyways, and a lot of big online games have started to actually demonize virtual machine users, effectively kicking us out of online games that I actually use that software for. Now, I've only really used virtual machines to play 2 games in like the last, I would say, year. Those games were Cyberpunk 2077 and specifically Silent Hill 2. And the reason I had to do it was because of a technology known as DLSS frame generation. Now, to give you an idea, Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the prettiest looking games right now on the market. But it comes with a series.
No, my lovely and outstanding chat is the prettiest game on the market. I tell you what, bitch nugget.
Serious cost. Even if you have an RTX 4090, in order to run the game at its highest settings with things like path tracing, which change the way the lighting and the graphics are displayed, you need to be using things like DLSS, which again renders the game at a lower resolution and then upscales it through artificial intelligence natively or close to matching an actual like native resolution. You need things like DLSS ray reconstruction, which again adds extra performance and fixes up some of the issues that you see in ray tracing. But the real sweet sauce is something known as DLSS frame generation. Now, a lot of people call this fake frames, but it's the only way where you get the ability to run Cyberpunk all the way from 44 frames to something like 80, 85 frames. And even if those frames are fake, they still feel a whole heck of a lot better than running the game with 40 frames, at least in my personal experience. Now, for a while, this technology used to be exclusive to Windows, but lately, NVIDIA, of all companies, has released open source versions of their drivers, so you, being a Linux user, don't even have to have proprietary software. You can just run open source versions of some of the most amazing graphic software and get access to some of these really crazy features. Now, not everything is ported over, but I think for the most part, if you're a gamer, things work a lot better than anybody remembers. It used to be years ago, running a game day one would be an issue. And nowadays, you can play shit like Stalker 2 out of the box on Linux, as effective as you would on a Windows computer. Don't get me wrong, that game is still optimized to absolute shit, but at least it works pretty much complete between both sides. And now you don't have to do anything fancy to run games. Now, underneath Linux, for most titles, you can basically just open up Steam and basically browse through a list of games that you have. Now, there are native titles that Valve has basically got on Linux, but it's so good with their Proton software that you can run Windows versions about the same as you would experience them on actual Windows, except running them underneath on Linux. So if you want to play something
Yep.
like Baldur's Gate 3, by having Proton enabled, you can basically run this game through something known as Proton Experimental, or just Proton, which is basically a version of Wine that runs games in a compatibility layer. So if you play Baldur's Gate 3 on a Linux system, it is really no more different than playing it on a Windows system. And the level of technology is increasing to the point that Valve is introducing new technologies like that frame generation, but also support for ARM processors. So somewhere down the road, we might actually get Steam Decks that have substantially better battery lives and the ability for them to be lighter and run games maybe more efficiently. Even modding
See, I'm
games
just having
has
fun being
become
a
so
goober.
substantially easier that through Nexus, they actually have a new
Told ya.
application currently in development that allows you to basically have a mod manager that works not only on Windows, but also on Linux. So for hundreds of those Cyberpunk mods and Baldur's Gate mods that exist, even Linux gamers can finally get it on modding as easily as their Windows counterparts. Now granted, there's still some, learning curves, but obviously it's gonna happen, especially when you have fundamentally different systems. But the fact that we're reaching parity in all these other spaces is nothing short of positive. Installing Arch Linux, one of the hardest systems
Point
that
three.
the community, the elitist community, is sort of hyped up to ever-loving hell, is so easy
I mean,
that you
it's so
can
fun.
download the instruction material instead of actually going through that super long process.
Hey, no, wait. I call people when they're being, I call people out on being elitist fucks about it. No. I tell people to make it more accessible and like to remove steps and like abstract shit so it's more easy to get into because it's helpful for X and Y reasons. I'm not down with elitist bullshit. Hell no. This is gonna fail.
Like I showed you
I'm just here to
before,
have fun and kill
installing
Bill.
this arcane software is so easy that you can follow scripts
Bill.
which basically automate the entire process for you. Now, the reason
Okay.
why I'm kind of showing this is also to remind you that the best resource for Linux to make it easier is something known as the Arch Linux Wiki. If you ever have an issue with what Linux is doing or how things function, check out that wiki. It actually works pretty well for even operating systems that are out of the scope of just Arch. So generally, if you want to use Arch Linux and
Also, if you need to find like source code references, etc., honestly, even if you're finding something that might be applicable to Windows, like, SSH function names, so you can set up logging per function, which is really fun to do, by the way. Kind of handy for checking what key you're using and making sure you're not like, if you need to make sure you're not like cycling through too many keys and that your list of keys isn't like doubling or something, right? Because some might lock out over so many. You can like assess it with like which key goes first. It's really handy. It's great for auditing. You can set the logging for, it's in the SSH config manual. Just look for like log. I forgot what it is precisely, but you can like log explicitly like function names. You can log a function name, a line number in the code base even. You can also do a whole fucking file name. It's super
just have it install for you,
I'm here
type
for
in the
it.
words Arch install when you get to this section and hit enter. And all of a sudden, it'll get a script and it'll just do it all for you. So for instance, right here, it'll give you the option to pick languages. I'm going to stick with English. Do you want mirrors? Well, you can do mirror region. And all of a sudden, you can pick what country you're in. So I'm going to do Canada and hit enter, and it'll just download the Canadian regions for me. So as we're done over here, we can go down, go to disk configuration, partitioning, and use a best effort default partition layout, meaning that you can just let all of this handle for you. So what you do is you select a hard drive that is completely
Bill is dead.
unpartitioned, like my virtual machine here, hit enter, and you can pick whatever you want. So for this, I'm just going to go with ext4. I'm going to do yes, let it do all the defaults for me.
I killed Bill.
Again, you navigate this via the key, the actual directional buttons, and the space key. Disk encryption, if you're interested in not having people break in and look through your disk by stealing it away, you can enable that if you want. Bootloader, you can have grub, which I'll say yes to. Swap, well, of course I do want swap. You can change the host name to whatever you want. So for instance, I'll call this buttplug. And of course, root password, absolutely you should have a password. Should SOG be a super user? Absolutely he should. Confirm and exit. Audio, no audio server. Give it that good old pipe wire. Kernels, you can pick, you want Linux, I would usually go with Linux LTS, just if you want that extra
done
bit of
killing
stability.
kernels.
But there's plenty
We're
of
good.
kernels out there. Do you want extra packages? No. I'll just leave it like it is. Network configuration? Oh, first things first, when you're installing, make sure you go in and just do desktop. And here you can pick whatever user interface you want. Do you want something like, I don't know, cute fish? Deepen?
Actually,
No,
hold
I'm
on.
just going to go with
Nope,
KDE
we're doing
Plasma
it.
like a
Fuck
standard
it.
little boy,
Nope, come
okay?
on.
And just hit enter
Fuck
on
it.
that one. Graph
I like using Arch I like using Awesome Window Manager on Arch. It's my favorite awesome window manager. I'm a big fan. It's also, if you know what you want, having network install and also just using Ansible to set it up, very cozy.
graphics driver, you know what? You can choose specifically what you have, like NVIDIA, Intel. I just go with everything open source because I like everything on my computer. Just actually pick what you want, okay? Just be real careful. Just copy the ISO network.
Main menu.
Use Network Manager
This
because I don't
is
want to be messing around with no terminals.
honestly
Automatic
unnecessarily
time
cozy.
zones, app.
I hate how cozy this is right now. This is fucked up, cousin. What are the missions? I don't remember doing these. If I have. Making history, race to space. Am I bad? What am I doing? Why do I suck? Okay, create new. No, I don't care, bro. Oh, you're telling me a tutorial thing and I just didn't. You were up to the side and I was angry at you. Okay. Bippy. Rosetta. Ooh. Let's do Rosetta's launch. Ooh, actually, hold on.
Absolutely yes. Optional repositories. Make sure you enable
Moon via
multi-lib
Minimus.
if you want those 32-bit
I'm a little
programs.
sleepy. Let's
Save that
Blue Moon.
configuration.
Let's do it.
And boy, all you have to do is hit that big
Back to
old
the moon.
install button, hit
Mystery
that
Goo.
enter, and all of a sudden this will look like, it'll give you the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh shit! And ladies and gentlemen, that's how easy it is to install one of the hardest systems known to man. So with a few button prompts, a few little settings and drips and drabs, you too
I'm
have
gonna
gotten
fail.
one of the
Let's
most
go.
complicated pieces of software up and running in a matter of minutes. Now, I want to just make a correction. This is not the hardest system known to man. There's other actual difficult versions of Linux. Difficult in the sense that they might be a little bit more time consuming. For instance, Gen 2 Linux is pretty great. I think Mental Outlaw Kenny has a
Stage
great
2
installation
install
video that you can
Gen
watch.
2,
This
let's
is mostly
go.
designed, and I'll give it to you.
Yo, they
It's
have
mostly for
D-Trace. Holy
speedrunners who want
shit.
to
You
optimize
motherfuckers have D-Trace?
every
You
single
shitting
aspect of their
fucking
install.
the real mythical motherfucking D-Trace, bitch? Yo, what the fuck, cuz? Holy
You want to shave
shit.
off unnecessary
Yo,
things? This
I
is
would
entirely
fucking
for you.
fuck
You want to
me.
build every single package right
died.
from
I
the
died
source
so
code?
hard we went to
this is
intro.
for you. There are harder versions of this, like Linux from scratch, which it sounds exactly like you would imagine, okay?
Sick
And the only
cousin.
reason you would want to do this is if you're like the reincarnation of fucking Ted Bundy and you're a complete psychopath. So thankfully for this, I'm just going to switch to Arch Linux because that's really what I've been using for the last few years. But I would say if you're a Linux person or you want to dip your toe, try any popular distribution, whether it be Linux Mint, Pop OS, Ubuntu, just pick something that's popular. But most importantly, if you want to make things easy, give this stuff a try in virtual machine software. So whether that software is VirtualBox, VMware, whatever, download something free, install Linux underneath it, and give it a try before you actually nuke your system and switch.
Nah, just
I think
nuke
one of
it.
the
Fuck
worst
it, let's go.
advices that I've ever heard from the internet is just go for it, bro. No,
Oops.
Linux has its quirks, its positives, definitely its negatives. And if you want to make a proper switch, you got to
Oops.
learn the quirks
The
and how
pause
to
button does
actually
that.
work the system before you get out of your comfort zone, which is Windows or Mac, and switch to something entirely new. When I started this video off by saying that ultimately at the end of the day, Windows has such an entrenched share, it really was the first system that came into the market and basically made a name for itself. And now, with actual competition, Microsoft really has to make
Pac
their
Bell
operating
was
system
killing
good
it
enough,
before they were.
lest the world maybe start
just
considering
don't know.
switching over to the
Y'all
Penguin
just don't
side.
know about Pac
Now,
Bell.
to understand something I discovered so amazing in my entire
IBM
research
and
for how
Hewlett
easy this
Packard
all has become, is something
fucking
known
up
as
the world.
Bazite, okay? Now, Linux has already gotten super easy, but if you want something where you literally just install, plug and play, this is without a doubt one of the best distributions I've ever seen. And it basically takes the glory of what is the Steam Deck's operating system, or the Steam Deck's like Steam OS, and basically turns it for everybody randy to play. Okay, everybody can use this on whatever system they have. Now, to give a bit of history over here, Valve initially once released something known as the Steam Machine. Now, back in 2012, Gabe Newell really thought Microsoft was a fucking catastrophe, specifically Windows 8. In an actual interview, he ended up going and pretty much saying, listen, Valve wouldn't exist without the PC. There's a strong temptation to close the platform because they look at what they can accomplish when they limit the competitors' access to the platform. So even at the time, they realized that being just software on Microsoft Windows, they considered that they were basically a free rider. And they were able to basically benefit off of these platforms being open. But what if Microsoft one day decides to just shut down the platform? Well, thankfully, that hasn't happened yet. Valve realized that in order to make it possible for games to basically run under their terms, they had to support Linux. And it became a massive hedging strategy. And it was to the point where they first released things like these Steam machines. Now, at the moment, this entire page is completely blank. But obviously, if you Wayback Machined it, they were actually working with big publishers like Alienware or big hardware manufacturers to create these Steam machines and sell them for a pretty penny. Some of that would be $479, some of these would go all the way up to $2,000, and some of them would be in the middle with $700 options. And sometimes, if you were a psychopath, you could pay $5,000. At the end of the day, these were just PCs with Valve's first iteration of Steam OS, which was Debian based, and it really felt like you were just using Steam in big picture mode. The reason why none of this took off was because at the end of the day, the PC market, specifically the gaming side, is not one that's primarily catered to pre-builds, at least back in the day. But also, Valve basically needed game developers to make games for Linux, which if you thought, back in the day what the user share was, it wasn't nearly as high. So at this moment in time, you could take the L, but Valve realized instead of taking that L, instead of, just completely realizing it was all forgone, they worked with code weavers. They took a technology known as Wine and basically created the Proton layer that allows us to play a lot of these popular Windows games on Linux today. So Valve kind of put in that massive effort to make sure gaming is as good as it is now. And they still continue to put in that effort, which is why I'm making this video today, because some of those technologies that used to be exclusive are no longer exclusive to just Windows anymore. Now, to go back to Bazite, if you go to their website, they basically show you that Forza works, Stalker 2 is running, games like Deadlock are running just fine. So basically how this stuff works is you go to this download Bazite right up here, and you basically give it what hardware you're using. So for instance, if you're on a PC, you can download the desktop version, or if you have a PC that you hook up to a TV, you can download the home theater PC option. But one thing that's really cool is if you have handheld devices. So for instance, there's plenty of other devices on the market like this Legion Go. There's also the Rogue Ally. Now, a lot of these two devices come with Windows pre-installed, meaning that it's great if you're running games like Black Ops 6 that needs anti-cheat software to function. But if you're somebody that wants to actually have the benefits of a Steam operating system, basically run these devices with all the perks and boons, you can install Bazite and turn these devices into actual Steam Decks, meaning that not only do these games function better, the user interface is far better, but a lot of those features that don't really work underneath Windows all that well, like suspending the actual device and then resuming it, because suspension underneath Windows for some of these devices is actually quite dog shit. And that's because Windows isn't really designed for these PCs in mind yet. But Valve basically designed the software, and that software works incredibly well on these systems. So when I bought this, using it with Windows was absolutely just not cutting it for me. But as soon as I installed Bazite, it turned a device that I would probably have returned into a serious contender to replace my actual Steam Deck. This device isn't perfect. It's definitely faster,
and for doing
but the battery life
investigations
on it is absolutely ass.
In collaboration with not fucking up and being an asshole,
okay? It's
I
a totally
believe.
separate thing. So you go over here and you pick exactly what you want. You can pick any single one of these handhelds, even for your laptops, or if you want to experience this in a virtual machine, you can. You download the software, you pick what graphics card you have, and of course, you pick a desktop environment like KDE, which I recommend.
I like Linux, so you know why I'm here. I'm here for the GNU/Linux. That's just me. I'm a goober like that.
Recommend or GNOME. And then, of course, if you want to connect this to a PC, you can choose gaming mode or not. And gaming mode literally is so awesome that downstairs, instead of paying money for a PS5 Pro and really going down that route, I have decided to build my own PS5 Pro and just actually connect this to an off-the-shelf computer that I...
Oh, by the way, running it on a network over like Cat 6, totally radical. I highly, if you're gonna play a game across a house and you want the high fidelity with the shit for latency, Cat 6 run into it between a telly and this, oh shit. Run them on a Switch together, oh shit.
put together that allows me to play
It's
games
such an
with a
aw shit.
PlayStation controller connected, and it gives me that Steam
Such
Deck
an aw
user
shit.
interface on an actual screen, which works really well. I can download games, play them on an actual like big screen, and using cloud saves, I can play down there and I can play up here just like I imagine. I can also play it all the way on my Steam Deck too. Thankfully, that's how
80?
cool the
Okay.
technology has gotten, and it's so fucking
Go to
seamless
73.
now that it feels about as easy as it is to play on an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. We've gotten to a point where gaming on a PC, you can make yourself a console experience that is, in my personal experience, better than
Where the fuck
actually
are we?
gaming on a console at this
Oh.
point. And if you think sleeping
shit.
and suspending doesn't work great on an actual desktop, you'd be surprised. It works about as great, if not the same, as an actual Steam Deck. Now, even playing older games on the PC have become absolutely just mind-bogglingly amazing. Now, one of the things I've been doing recently is playing games like Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, but also Chronicles of Riddick.
I
So
do
with
miss Chaos
technologies
Theory.
like
That was a fun one.
Lutris, I can install GOG versions of these games, or actually the straight-up like launcher for some of these other services that are not Steam related, and play them completely perfectly underneath my actual Linux system. And I don't know if it's the Wine translation layer, but there's a lot of support for old Windows like compatibility, where you can play some of these older games that run better underneath Linux than even natively on Windows through their own versions of compatibility layers for older software. When it comes to things like emulators, because of the lower overhead on some of these Linux devices, when you're actually running emulators on a Steam Deck, let alone a
What's our
PC,
staging
you
like?
can get better performance.
Okay, this is
So
our
things
last.
like RPCS3 just
cool.
kind of work better on these devices through Linux. But not only that, the actual interface becomes better because some of the emulation front ends are just absolutely kick-ass underneath Linux. So me playing games on my actual deck, half of my actual
We popped those at a point where their orbit can degrade still. They're still going to catch atmosphere. I didn't know they were there till just now. We're still catching atmosphere, so we're losing altitude, which is good. I do not. Here, I can show you. Our apoapsis is constantly dropping now, which is good. We need it to, well, we don't need it to, but it's good that it's not going faster than it is. We're still approaching periapsis. We still have quite a ways to go, but we shouldn't get to a point where apoapsis is up beneath 70 if I'm lucky. If not, I don't care, but meh.
storage
Do
is
what we do.
set for old ROMs of PlayStation 2 games,
I still need to
PlayStation 1
change-
games,
I have
GameCube
to
titles,
change
so
our,
on and so forth.
inclination
So yeah,
or where
I
we're-
think emulation,
I have to
gaming,
adjust
a lot
our
of this
ascending and
stuff
descending
works
nodes.
really well underneath Linux.
So.
And not only that, a lot of software
There's more to do.
recently, as of literally 2 nights ago, things like Discord screen share with audio, a lot of software is being ported and basically becoming feature parity with Windows stuff as well. So look, at the end of the day, this video is not about
I run Discord on the Steam Deck sometimes.
me jerking off Linux, okay? I do that on a pretty normal basis every day.
Right.
But what I do want to make this video about is basically to have shown you that gaming has basically become one and the same regardless of what software you install on your system. So when you first set up a Zeit, it'll ask
Okay.
you with this wizard,
lost
which
too
I think is
much.
great because compared to any other operating system, this really targets the gamer, which is what this is designed for. And it really gives you, exactly what software you want, and you can pick what you want and get rid of whatever you want. So for instance, do
we
you
got
want
this.
game
Hold on.
streaming? If you want to stream from your main computer to a handheld device
wanna
like
get
a
it done
Steam Deck,
faster,
well,
so
you might
that's what
want to
we're
take
gonna do.
Sunshine. Do you emulate? Well, get EmuDeck going. Do you want to have file synchronization for sharing cloud save files for games like Nintendo Switch emulators, where you can play a portion of your game on your actual handheld device, or do you want to actually play it on your PC? So you can play a bit on your main computer, and you can play some of it on your handheld. You can enable this if you want. You can have SCR CPY, which again allows display and control of Android devices. So if you're into that, you can. I'm just going to go with EmuDeck because that's really all I care about. So I'm going to go hit install, and it's going to just start setting things up for you. So all of this is happening in the background. You'll basically have to, again, follow the prompt. So for instance, EmuDeck, in this case, I just unlock. And of course, then it progresses for me. It starts up Steam, gets that going. And of course, the more and more you just look through the setup, you can basically let it do all of this for you. So we'll just go through towards the end, see how things go. And basically, Bezite's all set up. So you can get this running on your gaming computer. You can get this running on a handheld gaming computer. Or you can even install this on a computer that you can treat like a console. So towards the end of it, you can add things like OpenRazor. So if you got Razer hardware, you can get that support. OpenRGB. So if you want RGB control for...
Our altitude being a little bit higher is fine. I can maneuver more easily.
Again, specific keyboards and mice you have, you can get this.
I'm still gonna fail,
tablet drivers, steering software for steering wheels if you're a vehicle driving fan, system sensors, cooler controls for if you've got those custom fans, and of course, Wooting keyboards, which I don't even know what this is. You have a utility for that right there. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, crazy shit. And again, you want to install or set up a sudo password, you can. And of course, once you go to next, it'll ask you if you want to join, their Discord communities, reboot, install more applications.
How
again,
accurate
you'll
does
open
it
up
want
the
this
actual
orbit to be
store,
nested?
the Discover page where you can download things like
thing?
Discord, Heroic Launcher, or anything else in this list. A lot of the most common software that you probably use everywhere else on your Windows system or your Mac most likely exists to some capacity here. If you wanted the Space Cadet pinball game for crying out loud, it's here for you right now. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, you basically have your system installed right there. So it's not only faster than a Windows installation or even other Linux distributions, but if you're just here to play video games, this is already set and done for you. And see, we never had to open up that spooky little terminal at all. Okay, we never had to open this spooky stuff. Now again, to zoom out, we're using a virtual machine here. So again, I don't even recommend people jump into, Linux just out of nowhere. If you want to learn the, odds and ends and some of the quirks, then it's often best experienced in the, safety of a virtual machine. So you can figure things out before you actually commit to switching. I don't think people should wipe their computers just to try something new, because generally you're going to come across some brick walls, and if you don't have an easy way out, you're probably never going to want to attempt this. So give this a try, especially in AVM. We're getting to the point where even Mac gamers are finally able to play some serious stuff on their rigs, all through some of these technologies that are being built. What Valve is doing is paving the way for real independence and choice for everybody in the world of PC, laptop, console, handheld gaming. Look, it's not a Windows world anymore. It's a Windows world that has to share its limelight with actual real competition for once in our goddamn lives. Okay, that's actually insane to say. But beyond all of this, with just Linux coming into the foray, there are obvious, problems, right? For instance, I haven't really talked about anti-cheat in this video. I think I've complained about it quite a fair bit over the last few years. Heck, even last month. And the thing is, look, I think there's got to be a serious address by Valve and really anybody in the space, because look, it's not that you can ignore big titles like Rainbow Six Siege or Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm sure at some point Valve is going to have to find some solution for the Steam Deck to actually run anti-cheat under its wing. And that actual solution should translate over to standard PCs. Look, nobody wants to cut gamers out. So I think there's going to be a solution on the horizon. Whatever that solution may be is going to be something that will come with its positives and will come with its negatives. And that'll be up for you as the user to finally decide. Years ago when building a gaming computer, you absolutely had to use Microsoft software on your system in order to even play a game worth playing. But nowadays, for the first time, users finally have the choice to not install Microsoft software, but really decide what they want to do with their computers and really shape things, in their own manner.
Maneuver.
So,
There
ladies
you
and
go.
gentlemen, Linux has really
unset my
gotten easy
target?
over the last few years. And if it's one thing you should
I
learn from
unset
this
my
video
target.
is giving it a chance and giving it a
Oh, there it
try
is.
shouldn't be so daunting anymore. Look, at the end of the day, if you're going to use Windows. But if it's one thing I really do want to promote, and one thing that is a staple of my channel, is giving Linux a try, giving freedom a try, giving privacy and choice for the user the ultimate try. So if you're somebody that wants to cut the cord and finally own the hardware that you put together with your own blood, sweat, tears, hard work, and money, then maybe it's time you give
can
your
afford a
own
little burn
software
here.
a bit of try. And look, it's only gonna get better, okay? Years ago, I would never have recommended the average person to even consider switching to Linux. But now, if you're somebody that just is a average gamer, somebody that plays a lot of single player stuff, even if you're playing the most cutting edge shit like Stalker 2 right now, it's really not a hard sell for me to tell you that you finally have the option to use Linux. Because it is playing those
pissies.
massive day one releases actually on day one. And once the anti-cheat solution is fixed up, there really isn't going to be much of a difference between Windows users and Linux users. There's going to be some software like Adobe Photoshop that is just too complicated for some of these compatibility.
We prefer to call it the
But who
anti-cheat
knows?
problem.
As the user
only
base
thing you can
grows,
use that
maybe
phrasing
Adobe
with.
might be convinced to actually develop that software natively for Linux. And as Linux does grow, maybe it might convince a lot more other developers to develop native games and other native high-level software. But that's a pipe dream for the future. For now,
This is a pipe
it's
dream
about
for
as
now.
easy as one could expect, and it's worth recommending. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like if you dislike it, tomorrow we're talking about Pokemon Go and its links to the Central Intelligence Agency. If that shocks you,
Niantic?
well, it
No,
should.
not Niantic. Who is it?
am out.
I'm just here with like the ancient fucking Haxor lore. It's cool. Okay.
Asmon streamed to
I
Elon's
gotta
eyes
go
to
after.
Microsoft CEO's ears.
I'm going
What's
to go.
this? Elon tagged the
But I'm
CEO of
gonna see what we're
Microsoft and
doing
reported
first.
a guy's post. Wait,
on.
really? Did this shit happen?
I'm taking you somewhere.
Are you kidding? Oh my god. So it is funny that somebody retweeted me that
That was,
Elon
like,
Musk then
bound
retweets
and, like,
it and
had a
tags the
burlap sack,
fucking Microsoft
and that was they were
CEO.
wrapped
This
in
is
it.
from
That sounds
yesterday's
good.
clip with the Obsidian's avowed racist art director. And there's even more.
Avowed art
Yeah, no, if I heard the phrase prolapsed sack, that's where we're going.
director says the quiet part
Sick.
out loud. Oh, Elon, you sweet summer child. This will only embolden me, you sad sack of shit. It should not be acceptable for any company in the gaming industry to be racist and sexist against white guys. I'm gonna just be real. I think this dude should lose his job for saying shit like this. You're making openly racist statements. You're talking about the game publicly in a way that is antagonistic. You are talking about designing the game in a way to make people mad. And number 4, you're bringing negative attention, talking shit, causing trouble for everybody else in his studio. He's causing trouble for everybody. Everybody now has to deal with this because this dude couldn't keep his mouth shut because he wanted to try to own Elon Musk. I hope Asmon invites Elon over to his house for steaks.
But I'm not afraid of dying. I think it will
coming
come
with
as a
me.
relief.
Oh, wow. What a good steak.
You're coming with. We're gonna go see Rezi, who also is on
Twitch
YouTube.
is currently on fire.
No, Tom, shut the fuck up. I'm busy taking a literal poop over here. Yeesh. I need to give you all on YouTube the link to where we're going. Because I'm a piece of shit, but I owe it to you to not fail. Well, it's because Rezi's also live on your platform. And that's like handy for you. So I should give it to you. Eat. I really should. There you go. In both of them. And so you know where we're going on Twitch if you have a preference. Ugh, I can do this. Okay, cool. There's the link for Twitch in case you wanted to come. I'm gonna go sit on the couch, play Liza P, light a candle. I'm gonna shower soon, have a snack, do all that jazz. Thank you for letting me hang out with you. Thank you for letting me be your streamer. Please take care of yourselves. Have a lovely one. Be kind to your bodies and your minds, because fuck biscuits. I need the cool people I got. Okay, I'm dropping you off at Rezi. Get the fuck out. Bye. YouTube people, I'm just turning off OBS now. Bye. Boosh. Bye all.